Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk, waiting right now for that first injury report of the week when it comes to the Titans, but they have made some moves already. They have made two signings, once of Terrence Mitchell. They signed him off the practice squad from the New England Patriots. He actually started 13 games for the Houston Texans last season. They also signed Andrew Adams from the Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad, who started 3 games for Tampa Bay in 2021. Why'd they do that? Well, they've also put Chris Jackson as well as Trenton Cannon on the IR. Injury report's not out, but that Britches report is. Titans blue jerseys, navy blue pants. Titans all-time in those uniforms, 36-19. They were also 3-0 in those unis in 2021. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols. The flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
I literally just said this sentence right before I turned my mic on. Don't cheat me. I've got Iowa State Nuggets.
I was so proud.
Where are you this weekend?
Iowa State, baby. I get to make the trip to Ames.
Iowa State is playing number 17 Baylor in Ames, Iowa.
And they're both undefeated.
And Iowa State is a 3-point favorite, though unranked, against a ranked team. The other part of that
has to be the home, right? The home field advantage. What do you usually get? 3?
It depends, especially in college. It depends. Like Florida State gets the fewest amount of home field points.
Well, especially now.
You can ask Todd.
Yeah.
Like there's a range. In the NFL, it's closer to 2.5 for everybody, basically.
But I would think Ames would be about 3.
Probably true, yeah. And the interesting nugget that I had about that game is the home team has won the last 4.
Oh, there you go. Look at you doing my prep for me and everything.
You turn on 3HL and you get quick Iowa State information.
Boom.
Don Davenport, what's up?
Hi.
Babsy's back.
I'm back. Witches.
So we said that you were on assignment.
I was.
Do you want to share what that assignment was?
I have mama guilt, because I'm gone every single weekend
because
for
you're a mom.
20 weeks.
Every mom has mom guilt.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Dads have no dad guilt.
No, we cool.
No, we just roll on to the next day.
Y'all.
If today didn't go well, we didn't get something done for the kid, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. You know what? I told Ron that this morning.
Wow. So I took the kids.
She's like, let's go to Disney World.
Yep. I took the kids to the happiest place on earth.
Was
of course,
it?
That's relative for
Hey,
kids, it might be.
That is a stressful environment, Disney.
Holy moly.
You don't talk about sensory overload, bro. And you've got kids with the range of emotion.
Yep.
Because they're all excited, but then they get tired real quick because you're walking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's like highest of highs, lowest of lows.
Yeah.
But it was awesome, though. We did it, during the week because obviously that's the only time I could do it. And then also because it was kind of a slow time. Now, when we booked this, your girl, being the idiot that she is, forgot that was the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah,
so,
we were hammering Dawn on text saying, these are literally the 2 easiest days.
Like what
doing
in
what we
the
do.
world?
Yep. So yesterday, you asked what the reaction was from Titans fans. We took 31 phone calls yesterday. I wrote them all down.
Set a record.
Is everything burning down?
We allowed for 1 day of burning down. But here's the thing. I mean, we're freedom of speech people. If you want to be upset for more than 1 day, that is within your rights.
I mean, I'm back now. If you want to be upset so I can hear it, I'd love to hear it.
Did you know that there's a coordinator that Titans fans don't like? I was shocked.
I had no idea.
That's the main one.
Did you know there was a coordinator that Babs doesn't like? Because that's been going on for about 1.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
How long has he had that job?
Probably about 2 years.
About 1.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. So 3HL, 104.5 The Zone, Brent Doherty, beautiful day in the Music City. By the way, it's hot. Y'all know it. It's hot. But guess what? Tomorrow, last time I looked, like 79 for the high.
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's time sweatpants time.
Mother Nature is drinking.
Time for sweats.
I was really worried when you said mother.
Oh, nope, I'm good. I just came back from Disney. My mouth is clean.
Babs, I had some I had some.
Just give it an hour or so.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
back.
Make sure our mics are off during the break.
You
Come
keep
on.
talking about Todd Downing?
Yeah, that'll do
No.
it.
Fire me up.
It's 98 degrees in Nashville right now.
It's scorching out there.
Tomorrow, the high is set for 78.
That's beautiful.
Friday, 76.
Sweat.
Oh, that's beautiful. Sweats time.
Why are you throwing things at Slay?
It's sweats
because
time.
I'm back.
Oh. Hey, Slay, what's up?
What's happening? I'm in the building.
Best believe I'm in the building.
Better be ready.
I'm in the building.
Hang on the roof.
Time for the show.
Even though they're trying to put a roof on the car, still ain't got one.
Did you feel better after yesterday's show? Kind of like working through everything for a few hours?
Yeah, I did.
How?
I did too.
Reason
I
being,
mean, I know I wasn't here, but good Lord.
because you know what I finished with, Babsy?
What? Little Tennessee Vols?
Feet in your
Oh,
hands.
most-
No,
that
he was.
most
I tried to get him worked up yesterday
I told him
about
hump day's the day that I started that.
Oh,
of today.
just in time for me to be
Ready?
Came back in time.
Fight!
Hey, Babsy, what do you think Auburn's going to do against Penn State if they ever play them again? But that's neither here nor there.
back. I hate you.
She's,
Welcome
she's
back.
wearing Penn State colors now.
I mean, that could be
Ugh.
Auburn blue.
It could be.
You got white on too?
No, green.
It's Notre Dame.
Notre
bro.
Dame colors.
He's just crazy. You got Penn State colors on too.
Do I? Oh, yeah.
See,
Right.
How about your
Go-
Vols?
go
My
James
crew
Franklin.
asked me,
they rocking and rolling.
yeah, my crew was like, how's your co-host right now? I'm like, "Ugh, insufferable.
As he should be.
But see, the funny thing is, like, you've missed the last 2 days, and, like, I got him going a little bit on Monday.
Oh, don't worry. He's saving it for me.
But yesterday, he would not, man. It was like the big fish in the lake, and you could see it.
Yep.
And you threw all kinds of bait in there.
Yep.
You even threw, like, a steak in there, and that
Yep.
fish was like, tomorrow, come back tomorrow.
That's right. Because we eat chum around here. That's what we call it. When you throw it in there and just let it float around, let it collect. Chum.
Zone TV.
That's what those sharks like.
Zone TV. Speaking of sharks, Mark Mariani will join us on Friday.
Aha.
Did he hit it or no?
He went to,
No. No. I just came back from Dizzy. Don't play that crap.
Not the time.
That's how to get her cussing.
see, she's not here on Fridays to hear that. If Mark loses, that's what we play.
Oh, okay.
He went Titans plus 10.
Ooh.
So did I do. I did twice.
So did I.
Yeah.
In the Zone TV feed, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
You can watch the show at all times, and I've already lost it, but somebody said, are you guys going to be on the air on Monday if Tennessee loses to Florida? Of course.
Man,
Are you kidding me?
hey, keep all that negativity to yourself. Ain't nobody losing. Put your money where your mouth is.
Why wouldn't we be on there?
Yeah, what's going to happen?
That's what I said yesterday, man. We're here no matter what happens. Like
Yeah.
good, bad.
Yeah. You can give us all the crap you want to if
Listen,
we're wrong.
There's been
If there's-
Which, by
hailstorms
the
and
way-
blizzards outside.
If
We
there's
still
a
here.
if there's a naked parade going down the street, we're here.
We
If
right
there's
here.
if there's a tornado rolling down Division, we're
right
here.
here. Right here, right now.
Jesus Jones.
By the way, before we kind of jump into everything,
Go balls. My bad. It's Reds.
I feel like I need to eat a little bit of crow.
Yeah, for what?
For I've been wrong about a bunch of crap.
Oh wow,
Lately.
Babsy. Oh look what Disney
I
does.
was-
How did we not get an announcement?
I
out
don't
of
know,
this?
man, but thank you,
Listen.
Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
Whatever you've done to her.
What kind of spell did they put on you over there?
So as I was working my game, which feels like 5 years ago, but which, by the way, did you see Pitt's redshirt freshman quarterback that nobody knew was starting came in and rocked it?
Yeah.
Little Lake Travis kid, you know, those quarterbacks know how to win from that high school. But anyway, so I was dead wrong about Auburn. So I saw the score up to, I think I quit watching at 13-6. And then all of a sudden I look back because I was, getting ready for my game. All of a sudden I look back and I'm like,
Yeah, it wasn't
So,
good.
it was
wasn't good.
not-
It started out okay, but
oh,
then
man, it was not pretty. So I was wrong about that. Mississippi State is up big, like I think dominating LSU. I go away from the game. I quit watching that. I go get ready for my game. All of a sudden, I'm like, what the heck happened? I doubled down on Mississippi State. Come on, Leach, Will Rogers, that defense.
Yep.
What happened to that defense? I tripled down on that, talking to AB about, hey, don't underestimate this team. Zach Arnett finally has the dudes to like play his aggressive defense. And what do? Lay an egg.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
I
did.
actually like. So I went in on that too.
Yeah.
You went all in on it.
Right.
I went in on it.
Yeah, me and AB was saying LSU, but we jumped on the boat with y'all though.
We did offer the caveat. Like the one thing that gets in the way of this is kind of like the Tennessee-Florida game, honestly. But the one thing that gets in the way is night game at LSU.
Atmosphere-wise.
Like weird things happen because
Yeah.
Mississippi State, I think, is a better team,
I
just
do
top
too.
to bottom.
I just can't believe.
But here's the good in that. The good in that is that now Mississippi State will continue to get undervalued in the betting market as we move forward. So
That's true.
keep an eye on them. But
I lost.
Yeah.
that's like
so-
the Tennessee-Florida thing. Like if I was running through all of this Florida information today, kind of like I did with the Bills, and I came out of the Bills information last Monday saying, I don't know how this team doesn't win the Super Bowl.
I agree with you.
And that played itself out. But it's funny because, like, if you go through the Florida information and you think this is Tennessee, like in your head, you're like, all of this stuff that I'm going through is really Tennessee, even though it was Florida. You'd be like, Tennessee's going to get blown out. But you switch the teams, and instead of being Tennessee that's struggling in all these areas, it's Florida. And you still think, I don't know, man, I've seen it before. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so like 10.5-point line.
Well,
so
and then you start looking back. Oh, well, let's look at opponents. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the opponents, and that's why the numbers are this good. You know,
And so
you start doing that.
I don't know from a Tennessee perspective. Like, I don't know if Tennessee fan, when I go through some of this information with you guys later in the show, I don't know if Tennessee fan will take that and be like, crap, that makes me more nervous.
Right.
Like, because at some point, Florida's going to flip a switch and do what they do. They've won 16 out of 17 in the series.
It's like Tennessee, Kentucky.
Here is a
Opposite.
stat that Todd Fuhrman and his guy Brad Powers came up with. Brad Powers went back to, this is on the Bet the Board podcast, which is Todd's podcast, which is phenomenal. But anyway, they do it every Wednesday for college football and then the NFL on Thursday, I think. But so this one's out, and they spent a lot of time on Tennessee, Florida. This stat is unreal. Tennessee has not been more than a touchdown favorite over Florida since at least 1976.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
46 years.
And there's been some good Tennessee teams too.
Yes.
In that time frame.
Well, in 1990, they were in the
obvious.
top 5.
Yeah.
But so was Florida. So
Right.
Joseph? Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement.
Oh.
I don't give a damn. Go Vols. We're going to run these Gators smooth up out of Rocky Top. I don't care nothing about no stats. I don't care nothing about Reedale Anthony. I don't care nothing about the freak Jamar Curse. If he ain't got Titans blue on, I don't care nothing about Rex Grossman. I don't care about Steve Spurrier. Ain't no visor coming up the Rocky Top. Danny White, Josh Heupel, the neon lights, the fireworks, the running out the tee, Alizé Wilson, and then Hooker, it's going down. Go to break, huh? I don't know what they talking about. What up? What's going on? Hello, everybody. It's me, Ron Slay. And I might talk in this voice for 5 more days.
you're still fired up.
I'm still going. I'm trying to let everybody know if you need a car, you need to go to Music City Autoplex.
Do you think Tennessee's going to win?
What? Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, 2430 Gallatin Pike North, 15 minutes from downtown. Get to Music City Autoplex. Get you a car. Your car sitting in your driveway is doable to get you a trade-in. Put some cash on top of it. $500 guaranteed. I need to catch my breath. Whew. All right. Now you catch your breath and you go on musiccityautoPlex.com and check out everything they got. Or go on down there to the dealership, check out the trucks, the cars, the SUVs. Tell them people what you want. They're going to give you what you need. Music City Autoplex. Go get in your dream car. Uncommon dealership. Go get your car.
He's a hot mess. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was wrong about Matt Ryan, too. At least for now. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, too. But let's talk about good things right now, because that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about artisan custom closets. I want to talk about pretty things, not about some of these losses that we've seen lately, not about some of this quarterback play. Say goodbye to clutter. Get a free in-home consultation today with Artisan Custom Closets. What do? Everything. They will help you maximize your space, make your home feel new and decluttered. Organize your house with Artisan Custom Closets. Maybe it's a home office space that you want. Create it. You've been putting it off this past year or the past 2 years. Now's the time to do it. If you're now staying at home for good, they can help you make a beautiful office to where you will want to go in there. Maybe it's your garage. I know it's 98 degrees right now, but it's going to be winter soon, and maybe you want to make sure that the bins are off the floor. You can get your car back in the garage, and it can be nice and organized and pretty. They can do that, or they can do your closet and give you a show-stopping, beautiful, organized, and functional closet, pantry, laundry room, mudroom. They do it all. Installation takes as little as 1 day, and customer service, they do it so well. I know, because they came into my garage, and it's amazing. It makes me happy. If you are a Zone listener, you tell them you heard about them from Dawn. They'll give you 10% off. Don't forget to ask about their financing, too. Free in-home consultation. Go to artisancustomclosets.com or call them 615-800-2199. Say goodbye to clutter. Artisan Custom Closets at 615-800-2199.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Slay fired up.
Oh, I'm ready.
Man, that sounded really country when I said that. Fired up.
That's perfect for this song.
Oh, my gosh. Did Buddy just, live through me right there?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Buddy.
Oh.
Because he used to say fard. I think everybody needs to
Fired
be
up?
fard, and I just said fired.
Farm.
Well, I am fired
Farm
up.
all.
I've been waiting on this. And I feel like everybody on Rocket Top been waiting on this. It's here. It's it. What? Come on. Who up there, Babson? Who wants some with Debo?
My bike full.
Can we go to him?
No, we got somebody.
Oh,
Let's go.
okay. Yeah, because, boy, woo. Who is it?
Oh,
Do you think
I'll
that's
Coach
go-
Mack,
I'll-
Andrew that says that Tennessee hasn't played anybody.
I tell Cousin Andrew he ain't played nobody.
We'll get to him.
Okay.
All right.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health
Coach
Kids,
Mack.
joins us now. Coach, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. Dawn, you back from the mouse house?
I'm back from the mouse house, Coach. It was awesome.
Yeah, you're braver than I am. The mouse house is great for kids. It is a really, really stressful situation for the adults that are herding cats all day.
Herding
Yes.
cats. It's like little kid soccer.
Although the only dry park is Magic Kingdom, the rest of them are not dry anymore. You can booze at those.
No, Magic Kingdom, you can get beer.
No. It's dry.
I'm dead serious. I've had it.
Okay, well then
Over
it
by
must be
Space
for
Mountain.
a festival or something because they don't do it anymore.
Oh, that's bad news.
Yeah.
So it didn't take
Well,
that.
what Brent has just done is he's told all the Disney Corporation that he had bootleg beer.
That's right.
Hey, man.
He brought it in his water bottle.
Don't cheat a Tennessean, man. We're gonna find it. Speaking of Tennessee, Florida, Slay's already on one now. It didn't
I'm
take long.
rolling. I'm rolling, Coach Mack. Straight up the Rocket Top.
I would not do one thing to de-escalate Slay at all. In fact, he needs to escalate as the week progresses.
Go.
Because
Hey, you don't have to sit
That's
in
all
here
I
for
needed.
3 hours.
That's all I
Coach
needed
Mack.
was the okay from Coach Mack. 3 hours a day, they can get it.
they got game day down there in Knoxville.
Yep.
This thing will be rolling.
So what do you think about that
Ro-
that matchup from a coaching perspective? Tennessee, Florida. Tennessee a big favorite in this game.
Well, I think Tennessee should be because I've just done. I do a lot of SEC film work for Coach to Coach, and watching Florida. And again, nothing ever is simple in football because you got to play the game. But when you look at it, what Tennessee needs to do is make Richardson beat them throwing it. Because they're gonna. If he's trying to catch up with what I think Tennessee can do defensively. Now, that defense that they're playing, they do a lot of bluff looks. They bring a lot of simulated pressure. But if they can get some big scores early, Florida going to have a hard time playing catch up because they cannot throw the ball consistently right now. Quarterback's a marvelous athlete, not a great pitcher right now.
I like that, Coach Mack.
On third down against Kentucky and South Florida, Richardson struggled 3 for 12, 28 yards, 2 interceptions. In the last 2 games, he's 24 of 53. That's 45%. 2 completions of the 24 came on jet sweeps, 5 on screen passes.
And that's to my point. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what my eyes tell me. When I'm doing the preparation for Coach to Coach this weekend with Doug Matthews. That's what my eyes tell me, and I know that Tennessee can score points because they've proven it, and that's what they're built on.
Coach, let me tell you this just to put in your notes for this weekend with Doug Matthews. And I don't offer too much information, but I got to tell my boy, I got to tell my dog a little tidbit. Tell Anthony Richardson 102,455. 102,455 fans losing their mind, Coach Mack. Losing their ever-loving mind come Saturday. Have they ever seen that, Anthony Richardson? Has your little strong legs and your little strong arm ever seen that?
It's his first road start.
Does that count? Does that 1,255 count you, or is that 256 with you?
Coach, make me 456. 102,456. I may sneak somebody in there with me, Coach Mack, just to put it over capacity.
I'm going to be very disappointed if I don't see you on the game day set.
Oh, Coach Mack, boy, they better have security all around. I will be there, but boy.
People are asking who the guest picker is. I think it should be Slay.
They scared to let me up there. Just put me up there in the seat by Bell. I ain't even got to put me on that full team.
You and Bear in Knoxville would make a great combo on television. I'm sure that would be a great segment.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. All right, obviously the Titans with an embarrassing loss in Buffalo. What happened? Let's just start there. What happened?
Well, I mean, they played decent football in the first half, right until that fourth down play right before we went in. I mean, I really felt like that if that thing would have been if you go in 10-7 at half, I mean, you at least have a fighting chance. 17-7, you could kind of start feeling it. And then the third quarter was a disaster. I mean, the third quarter was an absolute tsunami. And once it started rolling downhill, it got worse because what happens is I know Les Frazier very well. I've called a lot of defenses in this league during a game, and when a game starts getting out of hand like that, it's really easy to call defenses now because you make your opponent very one-dimensional. The Titans were never really able to establish any of the run game, even as tight as they had the game going in the first half, and so the third quarter was a disaster. It was done after the third quarter basically. The fourth quarter was just being out there because TV wasn't done yet.
Mm-hmm. So I know that this is like a broad question, Coach Mack, but what was the most glaring issue with the Titans for you on either side of the ball? Because people are complaining about Derrick Henry, about play calling, about the offensive line, about the secondary. But for you, what was the most glaring problem that has to be fixed?
Well, I thought they were having a lot of trouble at cornerback.
Yeah.
They're playing an offense. They were playing an offense that is as high-powered as there is in the National Football League right now, and they had no answer for Stephon Diggs, no matter what they did with him. They had zero answer for him. In fact, the one that he caught right before the half, it wasn't even thrown to him. They were throwing to Dawson Knox to the far pylon, and basically Diggs intercepted the ball for a touchdown. Is what he did. He cut in front of him, intercepted. So they really had no answer. They really had no answer, for Diggs, and the way that offense works, and as well as Josh Allen is running it. Early in the game, they had him in a 3rd and 8, they had him in a 3rd and 10, and they converted both of them. But they convert both of them, with the quarterback moving, and that's the issue, when you're playing them. So, but to me, it was the fact that you really had no answer for Diggs, to begin with. And then on the other side of the ball, you never established anything being able to run the football. And Les Frazier went away from his nature a little bit. He started rolling the safeties down some for an 8-man front, but not all the time. But you could never gain any traction running the ball. And this team has to be able to gain some traction running the ball. You don't have to run for 200 yards a game, but you have to gain positive traction early so that your other things can work. That's a nice play action stuff devised for Traylon Burks. I mean, he had another nice game. And the connection that he has with Tannehill now is really good, but you can only do that if you're able to identify and to make some run game work. So people have to respect that. I mean, they caught him a couple of times in quarters. They caught him in man. They were able to beat it. But sooner or later, if people can just lay back and don't have to worry about you running the football, that's an issue throwing it.
Yeah. So is it tougher to get over like a close loss down to the wire or a blowout loss like that?
Look, losing in the National Football League really hurts. People, used to ask me. I've done it. I had a radio and a TV show when I was a head coach, and one of the questions, Coach, what is winning important? I said, is oxygen important? I mean, that's what winning is. I mean, it's oxygen for everything you do. Losing is just a complete deflation, and you have to be able to build yourself back up. I mean, that was a very quiet plane ride back from Orchard Park, very quiet.
Yeah.
And so, but because when you lose in the National Football, you only got 17 shots at this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like any of the other major sports where you got, a lot of shots at it. It's just like playing in the collegiate football. If you want to be in the big playoffs, the big show, losses are critical in the National Football League. So yeah, but you have to get over it. As a coach and a player, you have to get over it. As a fan, I mean, you don't have to get over it at all. And that's fine. Look, that show that I know you guys took a lot of calls. You know, the Mack talk that came on right after you.
Yep.
I think we got about 40 minutes. You know, taking of talk time, taking out the commercials. We had 22 calls in 40 minutes. You know, and I just let people talk because they need to, and I welcome that. And they fans they're justified by being upset because they're invested. They're invested. A lot of them are upset because they got money invested. But that's just another whole story. You know. But anyway, so yeah, but you have to get over it. You have no choice in the National Football League when you're involved in it. You know, now people on the perimeter they can soak in it for a week, but when you're involved in it, you got to let it go because you got to get ready for somebody else that's coming. You know, you got an 0-2 team in the AFC that's coming in here that's desperate, just like this team is desperate. So you got to get ready.
When you have
you got to get ready. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Coach. When you have some big picture issues that look like popped up in that game, do you have time to fix things like that, or do you spend most of your time on the next opponent?
Well, you have time, but you have to address it, which they did. They did yesterday. You got to address it. Absolutely, you do. And you got to show, and you got to talk through it. The players know. I mean, it's not like they're blind to what went on. They know exactly what went on. But you show it, but then you have to move forward. And then look, when you play a Monday night game, guys, just for everybody's info, you've already got a lot of stuff in the can on your opponents, before. Because that's what you have to do because your day's short of preparation time. And so you got stuff in the can, but you absolutely have to address when you get beat down like that, the things that went wrong that kept you, from even being in it in the second half. So, I mean, it's both, but getting ready for your opponent is extremely important because now what happens is if you start letting the loss, whether it's a close one like the first one was, or it's a blowout like the second one was, affect your preparation for the third one, you're going to have problems.
Yeah. Coach Mack, tell me this. I love the trenches. Man, the physicality on both sides of the ball. Was this just a product of the game being out of hand and not having that fight? Well, I'll take it back. Not saying not having that fight, but not being able to produce any line of scrimmage movement on both sides of the ball, and that being not. I need King Henry. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I need King Henry to get a lane, man. Who can open up a lane, Coach Mack, for King Henry to run through? Please tell me.
Well, it's a whole blocking unit. They have to do it together. Everything's got to be in conjunction. We're a little spoiled with King Henry.
Ain't no question. No question.
He's getting ready to break that second level and go 68 yards with it. That's not how it happens. You have to continue to pound the wall and continue to get movement. You started to get a little bit of it, but it's running the football has got to be a consistent thing. Running the football is much different than throwing an explosive pass. That can be a one-time thing. Running the football has to be a consistent thing. They have not had any consistency running the football yet, and that falls on everybody. I mean that falls on the blocking unit, who's ever involved in the blocking unit, and then it falls on the back some too, as to being able to read the right creases. But he hasn't had enough room yet, in my humble opinion. On the defensive side of it, when you start looking at it, look, that ball was coming out there in 2.4 seconds. If you watch the Rams game, I broke the Rams game down before we went to play them. Aaron Donald was nothing. He did nothing because when the ball comes out that quick, you negate what goes on up front. Now, what you do is you put the game in the backcourt, and you have to be able, to spot tackle, and you have to be able to deny throws, in the back end. The thing that the front did, they got some hands and matched hands and knocked and deflected some passes, but they weren't able to get any push because there was, he had time to throw. And then the times that you were playing man under in third and long a couple of times, and you were able to get some pressure, he escaped to the outside. And, of course, with a quarterback like that, you give him any grass, towards the numbers, you got problems.
You watch film a lot different than me, Coach Mack. What did you see was being done to Big Jeff to kind of put him in a stalemate?
Well, not really much. I mean, the center would help some. The center would help some, but when the ball comes out, there's not a lot an interior guy can do when it comes out that quick. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's why I brought up. Go back and watch the Rams tape. We think Aaron Donald's pretty good too, right? I mean, we think Jeff's pretty good. They can't do it when the ball's coming out that quick.
Gotcha.
You have to be sitting in a cylinder to be able to affect the cylinder.
Okay. I got you.
You talk about kind of the struggles. Sorry, I'm switching back offensively, but you talk about the struggles to run the ball and that it falls, on the quarterback, on the running back, on the offensive line. Does it fall on the play calling as well?
Well, I mean, play calls are play calls. I mean, look, there's no magic play calls. I mean, when you go into the ball game, I mean, they've got every.
But there is bad play calling.
Well, it's bad when it doesn't work. I mean, if you were to tell me that this play's not going to work, then I'm not sure I'm going to call it. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, the bad play calling thing is an after the fact thing. People look at it and say, Don, you're closer to most of this than most people. I mean, when you don't ever make a call. I've never made a defensive call that I thought, this won't work, but I'll go ahead and do it. And it's the same way on offense. You don't ever make a call saying, this isn't going to work. I just call it because I got to call something. So no, I mean, once a play's called, it's execution.
So,
Boy,
okay,
this
let me ask
is really
you
good
this.
off that cover two. Let's go cover two.
Yeah. But let me ask you this, Coach. As a play caller, can you sometimes overthink it or outthink yourself or maybe get too cute, or does that happen?
Oh, at times, absolutely it does. I mean, it's happened to me as a play caller. I mean, Todd Downing admitted that the first game, he got too cute with trying to get Okonkwo, the ball on that short yardage play. I mean, you admit it. I mean, when it happens, but does it happen? Yes, it happens. Do you make it happen all the time? Do you go into it saying, you know what, this is really going to be innovative. We haven't been able to do anything so far. I've got a magic play I'm going to call now.
When your offensive line struggles, the way that the Titans' offensive line is struggling right now, what can you do offensively to help?
Well, first of all, you've got to stay with and establish something, Dawn. You can't continue to change. Look, just like I talked about the run defense in the first week where those 8 gaps don't change, the 8 gaps don't change on offense either. I mean, the players the people that they put up there, every play is designed to get a hat on a hat unless you're leaving the corner unblocked and letting the running back take care of him. But everything is designed to get a hat on a hat. The receivers are involved, going in there and digging out safeties, digging out backers that are at the second level. Every play that's designed, a running play, has a hat on a hat unless you put an eighth or a ninth guy in there, and then the running back's got to defeat them one-on-one. So it's execution. So what you cannot do is start reaching into a grab bag of things. You've got to stay on course with it, and you've got to continue just to work see the blocking unit, Dawn, and again, this, has to work in sync with one another. You can't be having a really good job on the edge and have the center guard triangle, getting mashed back. You can't do that. Or you can't have that center guard triangle crushing people, but the edges can't protect us, so they're coming in from the outside. Has to work together.
Coach Mack, love it. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it. And we're looking forward to the Raiders game.
Go Vols, Coach Mack.
Dawn, welcome back to the Mouse House.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Quit drinking at Disneyland when you're not supposed to.
Slay, keep your powder dry.
Man, I ain't got no powder. I ain't got no more powder.
Light your powder now.
That is, Coach Mack. Yeah, this thing here. Yeah, this ain't no powder. This gunpowder. That powder I got.
That's what I want, a keg of gunpowder. See you guys.
See you, Coach.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health
Yes,
Plans.
sir.
Need great health care coverage with an affordable price tag. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans for 75 years. Hit us up, 615-737-1045. Phone lines open. We'll be right back. But first, Dawn has an opportunity for you.
I do. It's Winning Wednesday with the Nashville Sounds. We're giving away tickets for next Wednesday to see the Sounds take on the Memphis Redbirds. Caller number 5, guess what? Your chance is now to win a pair of tickets to see the Sounds take on the Redbirds at First Horizon Park, 615-737-1045. Yay for Winning Wednesday.
Go Vols.
All right. You need a crystal ball, it seems like, to figure out what interest rates are going to be in the future. But guess what? Those wonderful people at Two Rivers Ford, as usual, are making things easy. They're offering guarantees, great prices, locked in interest rate if you custom order a 2023 model year Ford. Right now, you custom order an F-150, an Explorer, a Ranger, Edge, Bronco, Sport, Escape, or Mustang, and they will guarantee you 2.9% APR for 60 months for all qualified buyers. So you can order now. You can lock in that great rate whenever you start paying, and you can have a little bit of peace of mind. Plus, Two Rivers Ford is going to give you $500 bonus cash on top of their already low prices. So here you go. I'm going to recap it. Two Rivers Ford. Custom order a new non-specialty Ford below MSRP. Get $500 in bonus cash and lock in your interest rate. Oh, yeah. And on top of that, Two Rivers Ford always gives a complimentary works package oil change whenever you purchase a vehicle. Best prices, guaranteed rates, locally owned dealership with awesome non-commissioned salespeople. Good old days here at Two Rivers Ford. Custom order your next Ford from my friends at Two Rivers Ford.
What's up, people? Every day, all day, you know what it is. It's Go Vols, and I'm going to start everything and end everything with that all the way through Saturday. But what you need to know, you need to start and end with a location in Hermitage, Smyrna, Franklin. To go and delivery only. What I'm talking about Famous Dave's, people. www.famousdaves.com. Also is the website that you can make your order on. If you heading to Knoxville to see the game this weekend, stop in the location, 208 at Vantage Drive. Now, you got to know when you're talking about barbecue, I'm telling you about Famous Dave's, and I keep on telling you, have something to wipe your mouth because the sauce going to have it dripping, man. I'm telling you now, put a bib on when you go in there and you try them ribs. They got specials for you, and be sure to try the appetizer, the fried pickles, cheese curds, the rib tips, and more. Please know you can get in there and get the drink specials as well. Now you need to get into Famous Dave's. Cooking up something new. They got the all-new Southern Cajun shrimp boil, too. Get on in there and try that out. But if you don't do nothing else, make sure you go get them ribs, man. It's Famous Dave's.
That's a Led Zeppelin beat right there. And if you don't know Led Zeppelin, go back and listen to some of their stuff. There are a lot of beats that come from them. Yeah, Slay's worked up if you're just tuning in.
That's just me in the tunnel.
He pulled the string.
And guess what? I ain't even ran through the T yet. I'm just in the tunnel. I just came out the locker room. All I did was slap the eye, give my all. You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know where I'm at. I'm right there. Right there, y'all. If I was in the lunch line, I'd just now be getting my lunch tray. I ain't even made it up to the assembly line yet. I don't know what we having. I don't know if it's what the rectangular pizza. I don't know if why they always serve pizza with corn.
I don't know, but it was a good combo, though.
I know it was
corn,
cool.
And I love pizza. But especially back in school, we called it road pizza. Like they went and found some roadkill and put it on pizza, but somehow made it magical because it was always great.
That was phenomenal.
But when have you ever had corn with your pizza since then?
No, it's not like you go to Pizza Hut and get.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I get the side of corn, please.
Let me get the side of corn. You got it on the cob back there. Let me get the cob, too.
Like I always try to think of like why this, but you just hit me with that one. I've never even thought about that.
Yeah, but I didn't even mean to go down that path. I was just letting people know how ready I am in case they were wondering, am I already on 10 for the game this weekend? No, I am not. I ain't do nothing but smack I will give my all for Tennessee sign. That's it. I ain't did nothing but that. I ain't ran out. The band ain't formed. The marching band ain't formed. The greatest band in the land of South Pride has not formed the T yet.
The Pride of the Southland Marching Band.
There you go.
They haven't formed it either.
Speaking of the best bands in the land, the Aristocratic bands played at MTSU at halftime.
AOB, baby, all day.
And lit it on fire.
Mm-hmm. They ain't going to play with them.
I always like being in buildings where you can look around and see people that haven't seen them perform yet. You know, because they know that they're looking at something they've never, that like it's just complete greatness.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And having done that band thing before, I don't know how people are able to dance, like full on dance and play instruments.
Man, get down
blow
to it.
wind through an instrument.
Oh man, the training's serious now. They condition it just like like they on scholarship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's how they get a scholarship. You know what I mean? It's serious. I'm gonna tell you who else serious. Cheerleaders. Shout out to all the cheerleaders out there. Palm Squad. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking all the people that.
You're trying not to leave anybody out.
Yeah, because guess what?
The Palm Squad.
Sideline reporter.
Sideline reporter.
Yeah.
Now, Babs's little legs. Let me tell y'all something about Babs's little legs. I would never.
She doesn't have a little legs. She has really long legs.
Yeah, I just say little. Everything's little to me.
I mean, she's only 5'5", but she's got the legs of like a 6'1" person.
But this is what I'm saying,
My
yo.
roster spot said 5'7" now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's got a small torso.
Yeah, me too. We both run around with little torsos.
I have long torsos.
I got big belly. Small, short torso, though. This is what I'm telling you. I vowed while following Babsy on any field of play to not follow her.
Dude, I learned that at the airport.
I'm cool.
Listen, the very first,
cool.
like right after Babs started.
Babs out of control.
We were going to, where were we going? Super Bowl or Army Navy or something? Army Navy. We're going to Army Navy. So me and her and Mickey go to the airport. Number one, it's hard to keep up with this one.
Yeah.
And then number two, I think everybody will think this is funny.
Okay.
It was almost like mom and dad and kid.
Yeah.
Because me and Babs went to the wine bar.
Yeah.
Mickey went to Burger King.
That's my boy. I like that, Mickey. Yeah, I get the onion rings, man. I feel them.
Oh, man.
They are good.
By the way, like one of the things when I'm looking at this Florida-Tennessee matchup from a Florida perspective is the fact that Anthony Richardson is an elite athlete. We can all agree on that. He's big and physical as a runner. We can all agree on that. 6'4", 231. Mm-hmm. So Aaron Beasley and Jeremy Banks, Tennessee's linebackers, are 6'1", 224, both of them.
Yeah.
Well, Beasley's 225. So both of them are smaller than Anthony Richardson. Mm-hmm. There's some thought out there that he may have tweaked the surgically repaired knee during the Kentucky game on a hit. Mm-hmm. And the last two games, he has carried the ball just 13 times for 28 yards after exploding against Utah. There's another line of thinking that they being the Florida staff, is kind of reeling in Anthony Richardson from that part of his skill set because they don't have anything else at quarterback. Mm-hmm. So Jack Miller, the transfer, is hurt and is supposed to be back in a couple more weeks, but he's not back yet. So my guess is this is a big enough game to say, screw it.
Let's get it in.
Yeah, and we were talking with Coach Mack yesterday. If Tennessee's got an issue on defense, they've been better defensively than a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
But if there is an issue, it's setting the edge sometimes, and so that could be a problem with Anthony Richardson.
Real quick. Could you hit that for me?
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to bring to everyone's attention, I don't give a damn about no little tweak knee. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care who's drawing up the plays. It ain't Tim Tebow back there. I don't care nothing about that. This ain't the swamp. Gators, you're welcome, but you're not wanted. You understand that? We got a river out there for you. We don't even go in it, but that's what you going in. Take us there, Hump.
Buddy Alley Carpet One, if you need to carpet America or use hardwood or vinyl or laminate or whatever you need, they've got you covered there. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are awesome people. I've known them a long time, and they are in the store every day, which means they will know every bit about what's going on with your flooring project, and they'll be there through the installation as well. They handle that in-house. They do not farm out the installation like the big box stores. Buddy Alley Carpet One in Dawson, 2405 Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you can go to get that next new vehicle. Maybe you need a new ride to go up and tailgate in a very loud manner in Knoxville this weekend. Well, you can get it done now by going to see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 24 toward Clarksville, exit 35. It's about 9 miles up the road. And then a straight shot into Springfield, about 30 minutes from downtown, as I said. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Go take your test drive, ask your questions. They'll have the answers for you, and there will be no pressure on you at all. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. So if you're looking around, going to dealership, going from dealership to dealership, make sure you include my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. You will be glad that you did, because it will be the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. Check them out online right now as you pretend to work. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the dealership information is there. All of the inventory is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The Titans have released their portion of the injury report for today. Full disclosure, Titans only held a walkthrough today, so this is an estimation based on if there had been a real practice. Ugo Amadi, Bud Dupree, Jamarco Jones, as well as Taylor Lewan were out today. In a limited participant role, Ola Adeni, Traylon Burks, Christian Fulton, Dontrell Hilliard, Joe Jones, as well as Kyle Phillips, were limited due to injury. Danico did not practice because of a non-injury related issue. Now, when it comes to the Raiders, they just signed or actually traded for a brand new offensive lineman, because if you don't know, their offensive line's horrible. Justin Herron was traded to the Raiders today from the Patriots in a trade that happened for a 7th rounder in the 2024 season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. 78 degrees tomorrow. Just think about that. Think about that. And then we'll see if Don Davenport wears a sleeveless shirt again.
Probably not.
So, Davenport was at Disney, happiest place on earth the last couple of days. Any meltdowns by a toddler?
One. The entire time we're there. Just one.
Just one.
Do you know what it was
Over
about?
what? Cotton candy.
The freaking carousel that broke while we were in line, so we had to walk away from the line, and she lost her ever-loving mind.
Did you tell
really?
that child control what you can control?
I did.
That ain't working. She controls all.
But then I told the employee, I'm like, do you know how hard it is to explain to a 2-year-old that this ride is broken?
Fix it
They
now.
don't understand.
Fix
Just
it
let her sit
now.
on the horse. Just let her sit
On the
it.
horse.
We don't have to move. She won't pet the horse. Come on.
You,
So he
That-
told you, don't
Yeah.
pet the horse.
you and horses, man. You got a bad way about that.
Bad
you,
mojo
You and
there.
Eric Berry and horses.
Oof. I don't like those things.
Big sleigh.
I don't mess with no horse.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building.
You better be ready.
Rocky Tops in the building. Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show. Yeah.
Somebody said earlier you're on one today.
Oh no, I'm actually not.
He's ramping up.
Lord.
He's ramping up. Babs mysteriously going to be, well, you won't be here Friday anyway.
Well,
Thank goodness.
You'll be in Ames, Iowa.
I will.
What is there to do in Ames, Iowa?
I'll let you know.
walk around aimlessly.
Aimlessly in Ames?
How about that?
I'll
Be a
let you
great
know.
movie.
I bet that crowd's going to be jacked.
Nah, I
though.
know that for sure.
They've got Baylor coming in,
Yeah,
opening up the Big 12 conference schedule.
them and Iowa State, they represent their schools really well up there.
Yeah.
Zone
I'll give
TV,
that.
Hey, Facebook
Good
Live,
fan bases.
YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Ramon watching on YouTube. I didn't think Babs waited in lines.
I see this. Yeah, hey, Savage
That's a
got
good point.
Ramon says, Slay's actually chill today.
Oh, my boy, no.
Oh, jeez.
And
boy,
then,
no.
and then Ramon says, I might show up Friday at scoreboard and turn up with my guy.
See what I'm saying? All I'm saying is I talked to my dog at 11 o'clock today, and
This-
we both feeling about the same.
This is Don's problem because I'm a pretty measured person, but come Friday before a Tennessee-Florida game,
Yeah.
I'm going to be losing it too. So if Ramon shows up, then it's me, you, and Ramon just losing our minds.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
just
that-
going to apologize for any non-Tennessee fans out there.
No, non-Tennessee fans going to enjoy it because we're hideously entertaining.
And listen, I mean,
Because
listen,
we're dumb.
we want you as a fan, or we want you as a hater. You know what I mean? Or you can just say, just when you come in, make sure you raise your hand and let me know that I'm a bystander. Because if you don't raise your hand, I'm gonna automatically think you either with us or against us. No gray area.
Like Gator Corey, who came to scoreboard a couple
We
weeks
let
ago.
it be known, and
Immediately.
I respect it. That's
I'm
what it
Gator-
is.
I'm
That's
Gator
what we do.
Corey.
How you doing, brother? Everything's cool this week till now.
Tennessee Titans injury report, then we'll get to the phone, 615-737-1045. Why did y'all both do that?
We just know what it leads to.
What am I looking at? Like 11 names here. Kyle Phillips with a shoulder, limited. Joe Jones, linebacker, hamstring, limited. Dontrell Hilliard, again, with a hamstring, limited. Christian Fulton with a hamstring, limited. These are all field 3 guys, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody limited.
The field we're not supposed to talk about. Wide receiver, Traylon Burks, ankle, limited.
I saw him roll it at the end. He walked back to the huddle. They rolled him up. But
Defensive lineman, Danico Autry, not injury-related, limited. Outside linebacker, Ola Adani, neck, limited. He's just going to deal with that neck thing.
He'll be on that injury report all season.
He's on the all-EZL team.
Yeah, that'll do it.
My neck and my back.
Yep.
From Friday. Kids, if you haven't seen the movie Friday, please.
Check it out.
Ask your parents.
Yeah, ask your parents first. Good point. Tackle, Taylor Lewan, knee, did not practice. No news on that officially.
Well, not officially, but our Buck Rising put some out there.
Our Buck Rising, as if there's more than one.
It's only ours.
He's ours.
Yeah.
And A to Z Sports.
There's a couple
but he's
other ones
ours.
running around, but
I'm glad you claimed Buck Rising. This is quite a. Maybe we should have played the announcement music.
It's because he works hard. He works really hard.
That's
Yeah,
what
if we don't
Davenport
get
said.
rid of that damn promo soon. He does work hard. I'll
Only
give
at
him that.
radio
I
can
mean,
your words really come back to bite you. Like literally.
like seriously.
Over and over and over, like Marshawn Lynch.
Like, yeah. Yeah. But see, I claim Buck. That doesn't mean I like him or like what he has to say often.
I don't mean I like them.
Anyway, he said those close to this situation believe that Lewan is likely done for the season.
Feared out for the season.
Yes.
So you wouldn't just call up Buck and say, "Hey, Buck, like I don't know, like 9:00, let's go grab some tea."
Tea?
I don't know.
See?
I'm trying to
No.
think of what you and Buck would do.
I would not
Go to
want.
PetSmart together.
Yeah, no, because he's in the cat section. No, I don't hang out in that
The
section.
guy literally can't do anything right for you.
No. Well, I do like his girlfriend.
Dar's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people are curious how that happened.
Yeah. We all are.
Yeah.
All right, who else? Offensive lineman Jamarco Jones, triceps. It's taking me a minute to get through this. Did not practice. Defensive back Ugo Amadi, ankle, did not practice. And outside linebacker Bud Dupree with a hip, did not practice.
Bud I like me. See, I know how to fix Bud though. Go on, give him. What am I taking?
Shot?
No, I'm taking.
Sorry.
No,
That's frowned upon, I guess.
I'm taking.
Toradol,
What's the
Aleve?
pill? No,
What's the pill?
turmeric pills.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, turmeric. Hey, got me out here. Hey,
Everybody should
Oh,
take
man.
turmeric.
So you're
Yep.
saying that Bud Dupree is old like you and has arthritis?
not as old. No, it ain't. No, I'm just telling you how to heal, brother.
Extra time in the ice tub?
That'll definitely do it. If I had an ice tub at home, that'll really make it happen.
We could make one out of like kiddie pools.
No, no.
Not quite the same.
615-737-1045. Talking about Anthony Richardson. This is from The Athletic. Among the 21 SEC quarterbacks with at least 14 pass attempts this season, Richardson is last in pass efficiency rating, lowest in yards per attempt, and worst in touchdown to interception ratio. Again, when I read stats like this, does Tennessee fan, does that make them more nervous? Like, don't read that because the opposite's going to happen and he's going to snap out of it? Or does it let you analyze the game and think Tennessee's the better team?
I think Tennessee is the better team, period.
Yeah. That doesn't mean they win.
That doesn't mean they win, exactly. But
No, what?
it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Are you
yes,
kidding
it does.
me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I'm actually dead
No,
serious.
there's not that big of a difference to where you know they're going to win. But I do think they're the better team.
Who
Should I
don't
continue?
know? Who don't know they're gonna win? You?
Me.
Oh, you're in limbo?
I think Tennessee is going to win.
Yeah,
I think
she said that.
Tennessee
That's it.
is.
That's all we need, baby.
No, that's not all we
Okay.
need because
Thank
this is
you.
what we do. We talk about.
I
it.
know, but talk about it.
We know where you are.
Oh, I'm standing up.
No, we don't need to hear where you are.
Thank you.
You know that little mascot gator thing that
very
walks
much.
around and does the chomp chomp thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like Slay is literally standing on that guy's neck right now.
Yeah.
That's factual.
No, Tennessee is the better team. Their defense is way better than I thought they were going to be.
Okay.
Now, cousin Anthony, who was on the phone earlier, but we had Coach Mack, so we never got to him. He dropped off. But
Cousin Andrew, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
sorry.
Andrew. That's
Andrew,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He in the chat
No, I
just
get-
hanging out.
Yeah.
No, was it Andrew or Anthony?
I don't know. Anthony's the quarterback. So.
Whatever. A dog.
Michelin dog behind
Said
it.
I really didn't anticipate hearing a dog out of her mouth.
he
Today.
wanted to point out that Tennessee has not played anybody yet.
That's cute.
No, realistically,
Pittsburgh was ranked 17th in the country when they played.
they were, but Pittsburgh
home.
is not as good. I thought Pittsburgh was going to be legit this year.
Who
Now-
was their
now-
quarterback in the game that you saw at Western Michigan?
Nate Yarnell.
The third guy.
No, he was the fourth guy.
Fourth guy.
last week.
Okay. Well, you didn't see the proper representation of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because Tennessee knocked all the quarterbacks out.
Hello.
True.
Yeah. And then also, we're speaking in hindsight. You know what I mean? So going into the game, I think it was still up in the air who would win that game. So now that they
For
knocked
sure.
them off, now we can't look at them as they were a bad team. Because walking into it, we were looking like this is a big time matchup for Tennessee.
No, I
going on the
agree
road.
with you
Oh, okay.
on that, but you can look at.
We
Let's
can't
just
say they ain't
look at
played
Pitt.
nobody.
Hey,
Sorry.
yes, you can.
Oh, we can't.
No, I don't think Pitt is as good as everybody thought they were going to be coming in. I think we thought their offensive line was going to be phenomenal. They're all 5th, 6th year guys. You know, we thought they were going to be great. I thought in the spring they were really going to be legit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then Jordan Addison bolts. That is a huge piece.
I agree. But they were exposed
And
because of the
then-
game versus Tennessee.
No, but then you look back at their West Virginia game, and now you look at West Virginia, and you're like, okay, West Virginia actually isn't that good. So that close game. Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand
No,
what you're
because
saying
you're talking-
after the fact.
You're talking to an audience that just witnessed the Jeremy Pruitt offenses that would have lost to Pittsburgh and got blown out
Yeah.
and played 2 tight games against 2 bad teams.
But
That's
what
would
I'm
happen.
saying is you can make an argument that Tennessee hasn't played anybody.
Or you can make an argument that Tennessee is just really good.
You can make that argument too.
I know
That's
this.
where I'm gonna go.
I know this. Tennessee has a top 25 win on the road for the first time since 2003
I mean,
against a non-conference top 25 team.
how good is South Florida?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But
So
Florida's
another
played
top
2.
25 team. Yeah, they play Kentucky.
Utah was ranked 7th when they played them, and Kentucky's ranked 8th now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll play out, obviously.
Oh, it's gonna play out. We're
But,
gonna smack
but
them.
I'm just pointing out that
I feel what
Pitt
you're
is
saying.
not necessarily the team that everybody thought they were coming into this season. They have
Well,
some issues.
Back
No,
to
they
Richardson, so
are
I
the.
can finish.
I'm
this
sorry,
thought.
my bad. They are the team that I thought they were because in the spring I said they was gonna spank them. Tennessee was gonna beat them.
Right. And
Okay.
then they lose some people. Oh, no. You said Tennessee would?
Yeah,
Oh.
regardless.
Oh, I did
with
too.
Jordan
I wasn't
Addison,
worried
yeah.
about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I wasn't worried,
Okay.
but I said they were gonna beat them.
Hindsight. Y'all can say that
no.
now.
I said
It's a
because Kenny
different
Pickett was
team.
gone. I said the only reason they won that game is because they had a Heisman hopeful in
Right.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
With him being gone,
They're
it is
very
not the
different
same
with Kenny
game. It
Pickett.
ain't even the same game then.
Keaton Slovis ain't Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but just,
That's the biggest
And
just to
difference.
isn't
clarify,
even
we both
close.
said
Yeah.
that in the
Right.
moment.
Okay, now finish.
Back
And
then.
you did say that in the spring.
Yeah.
Which I would argue you were wrong. Not having Jordan Addison.
I was right.
Jordan Addison is a game changer.
What is he doing this year? Let me go check.
I mean,
on him.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
This conversation
Ask
doesn't
Todd
matter.
Fuhrman at
Our
4:30.
conversation always matters.
Okay.
Non-quarterbacks don't move the line hardly at all.
The Bolitnikoff, the reigning Bolitnikoff winner,
don't-
is not
they
going to
don't-
move the line at
Maybe
all.
a point. I'm just saying. Doesn't mean they don't win with him. I don't know. Maybe he goes for 200 yards, but
I mean, that's
They had
just,
no time
that
to throw.
guy,
That's
that
a
guy's
problem.
that is the problem. But that guy's
they got hit
well,
25 times.
I know, and Keaton Slovis hangs on to the ball way too long on top of it too,
Yep.
because he doesn't have Jordan Addison, who's wide freaking open.
But Tennessee
all
was
the
saying
time
the secondary
to throw
was
to.
the
That is my
secondary.
point.
Tennessee secondary was saying what keeps
Look
getting
at the
overlooked
Titans.
is
They don't
that
have
was a
A.J.
coverage
Brown,
sack.
who's wide open.
Tennessee
to
secondary
throw.
was saying this is a coverage sack. If you listen to them, they were saying that was a coverage sack. Why do they keep overlooking us? So I mean, hey,
I mean,
Back to Anthony Richardson.
go ahead.
He's completed 53.2% of
Break
his
yourself,
passes. The question, will he snap out of the passing funk at some point? Because my guess is he will, but will it be this week? And the other thing about that is Tennessee plays a lot of man. Do you actually go zone against him to try to confuse him? 615-737-1045. We'll be right back.
Oh, I wish y'all could hear the conversation right after we go off air. It's intense. Are you getting hit hard with higher costs, higher interest rates? Maybe your credit card rate is going up every month. How would you like to wipe out those credit card and the debt before the holidays? Call Loan Pronto now. Your home equity can rescue you. Your home value's still up, and there's a ton of cash that you can get now. Pronto specializes in zero-cost cash-out home refis. Get tens of thousands in as little as 2 weeks. Pay off your credit cards, do a house project, and people who do this usually cut around $800 from their monthly budget. Even if your home mortgage rate goes up a little bit, it is offset by the fact that you have zero credit card debt. When rates come back down, Loan Pronto will just refinance you again for free. That's what they do. Call Loan Pronto, 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. Do it now. You could even skip your next 2 house payments. That's what I did. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Buddy on Carpet One, your flooring experts. They handle everything locally because it's a local company, locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. Go check them out. The showroom is in Donaldson, 2405 at Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289. You can check out all of their products online, buddyallencarpet1.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Todd Fuhrman will stop in at 427-ish. What does he think about Tennessee and Florida? We've got that and more coming up. There's some great games coming up this weekend. Looking forward to it. Number 5, Clemson at number 21, Wake Forest. Clemson, a 7-point favorite. Wake Forest, by the way, 62 consecutive games against top 10 teams with a loss.
Oh,
Dang, 62.
that's a big number.
Fourth most right now, Vanderbilt, 48 consecutive losses to a top 10 team. Number 20, Florida at number 11, Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 10.5. Baylor, 17th ranked team in the country at Iowa State. Don Davenport will be on the sideline for that one. Iowa State, a 3-point favorite over the 17th ranked Baylor Bears. Arkansas at Texas A&M.
That's going to be a good one.
Texas A&M switched quarterbacks. They beat Miami, as we said that would happen last week. Do they get Arkansas?
Asking me, I'm riding with Arkansas on this one.
Texas A&M's defense is legit.
I think Arkansas got the scare they were looking for last week against South Carolina.
We will discuss with one Todd Fuhrman. In the meantime, let's go to X in Nashville. X, what's up? X!
What's up, y'all? What's up? How y'all doing?
Right, we're good.
Hey, Ron, what time I need to be at scoreboard?
What'd you say, X?
What time I need to be at the scoreboard restaurant or whatever?
Hey, man, 3 to 6, man. We in that thing.
I already
Friday, too. It's Friday. It's Friday, too.
Okay, yeah. I count from
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, but I just wanted to call in because this whole situation about the Florida's quarterback knee being messed up, I don't want to hear all that really, because at the end of the day, and then before I say that, if it is the coaches, hold them back because they trying to change the way he play, I don't want to hear all that either, because at the end of the day, you coming to Knoxville to play, you already know that you're going to be playing a good team. So, and before I say that, darn, that argument about Tennessee ain't played nobody, that's bump. Ain't that what you say? That's bump.
Ain't that what you say?
At the beginning of the season, Pitt, you know what I'm saying, they were supposed to beat us by, I think, 17, something like that. But anyways, it don't matter. And when we came to play, we was there, and we spanked their butts like we supposed to. But nah, for real, this whole Florida quarterback, you know what I'm saying, if we beat him, we ain't going to get the credit. But at the end of the day, everybody knows if he is hurt, why the coaches got him out there.
Yeah, don't play him.
Here's where a Tennessee fan is. Thank you, X. Appreciate it. Here's where a Tennessee fan is with all that. Because, all fan bases do that. Like if Penn State would have lost to Auburn, people would have hit Auburn fan with Penn State's not that good. Everybody does that. But here's where a Tennessee fan is with this Florida-Tennessee series. They ain't going to care.
At all.
Don't give a damn. If Tennessee beats Florida, Tennessee fan ain't going to care what you say to them.
At all. Could care less.
Florida sucks.
Don't come.
Who cares?
Yeah, don't come.
Care less.
Don't come about. Send somebody else. Send UCF, FAU, somebody else from Florida.
Back to Anthony Richardson on third down against Kentucky and South Florida. As I mentioned earlier, 3 of 12, 28 yards, 2 interceptions. Here's the thing, though. Florida, and this is weird when you start digging into Florida's offense. Their run game is really good. Trevor Etienne, Naquan Wright, and then this Montrell Johnson guy. He could be a problem. He's averaging almost 10 yards per carry, but he doesn't get the touches. In fact, they don't run the ball like they should. Florida is third in the nation, averaging 6.4 yards per carry, but they're 94th in the country in rush attempts. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Can Tennessee stop the run? And that's going to go right to the other side. Can Florida stop the run? Because they got gashed by South Florida, who can't throw the ball.
And then
know it's coming. You can't stop it. 286 yards. Listen to the Bet the Board podcast. Todd Fuhrman coming up.
And 50, you want more.
52% of South Florida's runs went for 5 yards or more.
Say it again, Yor.
52% of South Florida's rushing attempts went for 5 yards or more. Tennessee, that's Cedric Tillman, whether he plays or not, Tennessee's going to try to run the ball on them. Now, they'll get the ball out wide because they want to spread that defense.
And because they got a quarterback that if you close in that, put about 7 guys in that box you want to. Put them on in there. Watch this audible.
There's a party in the box.
Man, there's going to be a party at the opposite end of the box where it's a checker at.
Richardson a bar.
You better believe it. It'll be Jalen Hyde or Brew McCoy or Walker Merrill or Princeton Fan. Squirrel White. Maybe Hooker himself. Just saying.
And Florida has struggled with that, obviously, the running quarterback. Utah got him. South Florida got him.
Yep.
So, interesting dichotomy with what's going on.
I think it's going to be a fun, amazing game.
And you know what else, Babsy? In the last 2 years, UT hasn't really just had problems with the run. I know this year, I believe they're 20th in stopping the run. So, I mean, I think they welcome it.
Real quick, a couple more things on Florida. Florida on third down, 38.8% on offense. That's number 73 in the country. And Florida on third down defense, they're allowing 48.7% conversion. That's 117th in the country.
Woo!
Yeah.
That ain't pretty.
And one more. Florida has been outscored. So when you come back from halftime and you got your little beer or whatever, think about this. Florida has been outscored in the third quarter this year 24-0.
In the third? Ooh, make sure you're in your seats, people.
6-5.
Fireworks will be started.
737.
Which means clearly
1045.
they're not adjusting.
No, they just like what Coach Mack said. I'm gonna play this play and
Yeah.
it's gonna work.
Exactly. Or the other teams are adjusting really well.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Jeremy on Twitter, Brent, those stats on Richardson are amazing for Vol fans. One thing you forgot to mention is all of that was at home. If he's that bad in the swamp, how's he going to handle Neyland?
102-455. Hey, 102-455. Rocking and rolling. Man, it's gonna be all right. I'm serious. I'm done playing. I'm like a lot of
done playing.
Yeah, a lot of jokes and everything. Hey man, it's gonna be deafening. It's going to be deafening. If last week was a warm-up, a sellout versus Akron. I've seen a lot of great UT football teams and non-conference opponents come in there, and it's not a sellout. They sold out Akron. They sold this out 2 weeks ago. Dog, it will be a point. I don't know what's going on the field, but in them stands, it's going to be a point to be proven.
Davy at 615. What are y'all going to say if y'all lose? Well, we'll analyze what happened.
What you going to say when I come back with gators on my feet? That's what I want to know. How much they go for? Can somebody do a price check for me?
Todd Fuhrman, you know how much gators go on your feet?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Slade's got cooked up or what kind of ensemble he's going to put on his body when he goes out to Knoxville this weekend. But for his sake of his reputation and Tennessee football, they better go out there and make a statement, something that they haven't done in this matchup in 16 of the last 17 meetings.
All right, we need an unemotional breakdown of Tennessee and Florida. Tennessee, a 10.5-point favorite. Your stat and your guy, Brad, not since 1976 have Tennessee been favored, at least 1976. Has Tennessee been favored by more than a touchdown? They're a 10-point favorite, 10.5-point favorite. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, expectations are high, so we'll see exactly what Tennessee is all about. They passed their first test of the season against Pittsburgh. I don't put a whole lot of stock in dominating performances against Ball State and Akron. I mean, these are the kind of games they need to win to continue to build momentum. And I think when you look at the way Florida has performed, the outlier of their first three games, in my opinion, is the upset win against Utah. This is a team that's a little bit limited in their passing game. Anthony Richardson banged up his knee in the first quarter against Kentucky, and he's been real reluctant to run. He's one of four quarterbacks in the country yet to throw a touchdown pass, but has 4 interceptions. And when you're joining the ranks of a starting quarterback at Hawaii, USF, and New Mexico State, that's not exactly elite company. The Bulls ran the football right down Florida's throat. They're a little bit soft in the middle, although I do think Ventrell Miller, their talented linebacker and kind of the defensive leader, could be out there to change that. I'm not working under the assumption that Cedric Tillman will be available for Tennessee in the passing game, but I don't think it's as big a loss now after 3 games as it would have been coming into the season when you look at how well Jalen Hyatt played last week filling into that role. You look at Brew McCoy getting eligible, something we were concerned about coming into the year. And Jabari Small, I saw, was a full participant in practice on Tuesday. So look for him and Jalen Wright to get a lion's share of carries. But the one thing I want to see from the Vols offense in this game that I didn't see against Pittsburgh is more continuity. You can't have 3 and outs. You can't let Florida get any momentum. You get a chance to land a knockout blow early, pile it on. I don't think Florida is built to come back if Tennessee builds a multiple score lead.
Which is exactly what Coach Mack said earlier today. All right, so you and Payne Insider on Bet the Board podcast. identified some issues with the Gators, even in the win against Utah. Have you seen examples of that further themselves in the last two games?
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is Florida's a team that's still limited in terms of their overall depth and talent. We knew it was going to be a process for Billy Napier to build this program back. And I think sometimes you can do yourself a disservice when you have that defining win week 1 against Utah. Florida fans worked under the mindset that, hey, look, this team is going to be a dark horse contender in the SEC East. The problem with that is you now have put your best offensive plays on film, and over the last couple of weeks, we saw Kentucky and USF last week, albeit in a bad scheduling spot for Florida, make some of those adjustments, attack the Gators where they're weak in the middle of the field, and really complicate things for them offensively. You dig into some of the numbers for this Florida team as far as what they haven't been able to do in the passing game. I mean, Anthony Richardson has struggled. We know he can't survey the whole field. He's limited as far as weapons are concerned, and he threw multiple interceptions for a second straight game. When you look at Tennessee, one of the questions that I had coming into the year was how they were going to perform defensively. I think we've seen them operate well in stretches, but when you get into the heart of SEC play, it's significantly more challenging than playing against the Mack. There is no doubt in my mind that if they can force 3-and-outs early, get Florida away from where they want to be, trying to create some of that balance and use a physically imposing ground game behind Montrell Johnson, the Tennessee can play exceptionally well and really make a statement here. But that 10.5 number, when we get back to the price, like always, you're not stealing anything here, laying a number that big. For me, it would be a lay it or don't play it type scenario for Tennessee, but I was hoping that I might have a chance to lay under 10 in this particular spot if the Vols had their full complement of weapons available.
Yeah, the first number I saw was 7.5, and that did not last long.
Yeah, it opened up a little bit shorter in the game, and then you see some of the concerns about Florida. Their power rating has been overblown, and here we are now with the number being where it's at.
All right, Clemson at Wake Forest. Clemson a 7-point favorite. Both teams 3-0. Clemson's won 13 in a row in the series. Wake Forest hasn't beaten a top 10 team. It's 62 consecutive games against top 10 opponents that they have lost. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a Clemson team defensively that is going to create all sorts of problems for Wake Forest. Anyone who watched the game last week saw that Wake's offensive line was not equipped to slow down Liberty in the trenches, and it's only going to get that much more difficult. Now, I know Clemson isn't at 100% for this game as far as some of their secondary pieces, so that's a little bit concerning if you give Sam Hartman an opportunity to operate from the pocket. But the slow mesh that's been so successful for Wake Forest isn't a recipe for success against NFL-caliber defensive linemen. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Clemson's offense has shown a little bit of improvement. I still question DJ Uiagalelei and their ability to run away and hide there, but I also think by design we haven't seen Will Shipley be given a full workload. He hasn't carried the ball more than 12 times in any of their first 3 games. This is where Clemson has to come out and make a statement. It'll be an imposing atmosphere, relatively speaking, at Wake. They're talking about the highest-ranked matchup at Truist Field. It'll be a blackout, but I think you can squash the game pretty quickly and be able to take it away from Wake Forest, force them to play from behind, and Clemson can run downhill.
Okay. All right, Todd. Now, let me ask you this. We're going back to the SEC. Arkansas at Texas A&M got a scare last week against Bobby Petrino. A little bit of bad blood there, so his guys came out and performed. What about A&M this week?
When you look at A&M offensively, I mean, there are some real concerns. Don't be fooled by that 17-9 final against the Miami Hurricanes. I mean, A&M still wasn't able to get to 300 yards. Yet again, Jimbo Fisher overly conservative on early downs, put Max Johnson behind the down and distance way too often. And as a result, you saw an Aggies team that really only generated 10 points, in my opinion. They were the beneficiaries of a short field. Defensively, though, I think it's going to be real tough for Arkansas to run the ball, and we'll see what KJ Jefferson can do in the passing game. I don't have a ton of confidence in what Arkansas can do throwing the football, so if they're made one-dimensional, I think this will play in A&M's hands. And when I look at this number coming down, I made A&M a 3-point favorite, so as the number continues to move closer to pick 'em, A&M is the only way for me to look in that spot.
Todd Fuhrman, our guy in Vegas, at Todd Fuhrman, Bet the Board podcast at Bet the Board Pod. Is that what it is, Todd?
Yep, at Bet the Board Pod, best place to get it. And we previewed some of the marquee matchups, obviously on the schedule. A deep dive of that Tennessee-Florida game, amongst others, for this weekend.
All right, Baylor and Iowa State. That's Dawn's game. Iowa State favored over the ranked Baylor Bears by 3.
And we see a move on this game. You saw Iowa State actually open as a slight underdog, move to the favorite. This is a Cyclones team that didn't have a lot of fanfare coming into the season, and Hunter Deckers took over for Brock Purdy. They go, of course, go on the road to Iowa City, dominate that game, only win 10-7, but I think that shows the kind of mental fortitude that this team has. They're not as highly regarded. They don't have the weight of expectations on their shoulders this year. Meanwhile, for Baylor, I need to see more from Blake Shapen, and he's got to build on a performance that I thought was uninspiring, to say the least, throwing the football in their road game in Provo against BYU. Going into Jack Trice Stadium, not nearly as difficult a place to play, in my opinion, as Provo at night. But at the same time, I'm on board with this line move here. I'm not as bullish on the Bears, but this will be Iowa State's first real true test in conference, and I'm very curious to see what kind of curveballs Matt Campbell can throw at Dave Aranda's defense.
Curious about atmosphere and the home, like what? Because we were talking about in the NFL, you know, it's probably what, like a 2-point kind of swing. What is it in this game? Like, they came in as the underdog when it opened. Does atmosphere, does Ames factor in?
Yeah, it does change some of the dynamic. Of course, when you're playing at 11 o'clock Central Time, it's not nearly as electric as it would be on a weeknight under the lights when a fan base has a chance to get fully lubed up. But at the same time, anytime you're going on the road in conference, it's always going to be a little bit more valuable. The NFL, we talk about home field advantage at this point being worth 1 to 1.5 points or thereabouts. A much different scenario in college football when you have the elite programs on full display. There are some spots in college, for example, up in Corvallis this weekend for USC playing Oregon State, where I'll make a 4 to 4.5 point adjustment for home field, knowing how difficult some of these spots can be. The same thing can be applied to Florida going into Knoxville for their first true road game. It's always difficult with a young team that hasn't done it, hasn't faced that level of adversity, and how they'll respond the first time they get put to the test.
So what do you give Tennessee from a home field perspective?
I give Tennessee 4 points for this game, and I think that's part of the reason why you see the number north of 10. I'm very curious to see where it'll go once the injuries are fully updated. If Ventrell Miller doesn't go to anchor that Florida defense, I think that's as big a loss for Florida's stop unit as losing Cedric Tillman if he's still unavailable for Saturday's game as well.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of college football, who gets the least amount of points for their home field?
I mean, if you're going through, you're looking at some of the perennially poor programs that are out there. If you don't have talent, home field isn't going to help you out. And as far as going through the top 130 for me, if I were to give you the bottom teams in the country, I mean, UConn down there for me at 127, UMass 128, New Mexico State, Hawaii, and FIU. I don't think anybody really worries about going in to take on Coach McIntyre and the Florida International Panthers, knowing from a power rating standpoint right now, they'd be about a 60-point underdog if they took on Georgia.
Just
my goodness.
Random blast at a Nashville guy there.
Yeah, you know, every now and again, there's shrapnel that gets fired in a variety of different directions, and I think that's the byproduct of what it is. I'll give Florida International credit, though. If I want to provide a silver lining, most teams that had an inferior talent level like they do would try and slow the game down. Florida International is actually trying to push the pace. The problem is when you don't have the players out there to execute, those 3 and outs take about 37 seconds off the clock, and you just give your opponent that much more fuel to try and run up the score.
So
your poor defense.
Out of like the Power 5, did you once tell me that Florida State has like a weak home field advantage?
Yeah, they do, especially when they're struggling, and that's one of the things. Doak Campbell can be an electric environment. I think Mike Norvell is headed towards bringing that program back.
Yeah.
But when you're a perennial power and you start to really struggle, it can work against you. And this isn't a shot meant by any stretch of the imagination that I'm sure Slay could speak to a little bit more. Neyland Stadium has a great home field when things are going well for Tennessee. I mean, we saw that the game when Lane Kiffin came last year and how difficult a place it was to play. They didn't get the result. But if Tennessee is a team finishing at the bottom of the SEC East, that can actually work as a deterrent more so than anything else to try and get the players motivated, get them focused, that if one bad play leads to 2, leads to 4, and suddenly it spirals against you because it sounds like a morgue.
All right, Raiders at Titans. Raiders, when I first saw the line late last week, it was a pick 'em. Now Raiders by 2.
Yeah, this is a game I think that both teams coming off extremely disappointing performances last weekend for a variety of different reasons. Obviously, the Titans get embarrassed on Monday Night Football against the Bills, a game that started well and didn't exactly finish in the same way with a disastrous third quarter. Meanwhile, the Raiders 20-0 at the half, and they blow the largest lead in franchise history as far as margins were concerned at the break. Josh McDaniels apparently has kept players late at practice. I don't think that's sitting well with folks out here. And a pair of 0-2 teams that are extremely desperate. look, if Tennessee was better on Monday, I would have made a case for the Raiders. But at this point, you're paying a little bit of a premium. And I think both of these teams will play with a chip on their shoulder. I'm just not sure which one is significantly better, especially if the Titans can't run it against the Raiders' defensive front and Derek Carr struggles to distribute the football.
Let me hit this. Since there's so many home dogs this week in the NFL, Bills at Dolphins, giving up 6.
Yeah, interesting game. Obviously, when you only have 6 undefeated teams left in the league, Slay, and 2 of them are in the same division, very different results. Miami, of course, with that impressive comeback victory, erasing that 21-point deficit over the weekend against the Ravens. Buffalo, workman-like performance. Josh Allen has owned the Miami Dolphins during his career. 8-game winning streak. You look at what the Bills' offense has done, north of 35 points per game. And defensively, I think Buffalo is good. But do I think they're as elite as what we've seen the first 2 games? Probably not, as Miami will have a lot more speed to operate in space. I think Tua is gaining confidence in Mike McDaniel's offense. And at the same time, this Buffalo injury report will, of course, want to monitor as we get closer to Sunday. But there are a lot of key contributors who are nicked up in some capacity when you go through it. And it's a real question of which guys will be out there versus which ones the Bills might be forced to play without, because the secondary was already banged up coming into the year with no Tre'Davious White, and suddenly we could be talking about a stop unit that didn't have Matt Milano, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Phillips if those guys are unavailable, making things a lot more attractive to back the Dolphins as home underdogs.
Is there a game or two, college pro, that we need to know about?
Yeah, one game in college I'll give you, and we'll go down to New Orleans for this one between Southern Miss and Tulane. I think Southern Miss is a little bit undervalued in this particular spot as a 13-point underdog. Tulane, of course, has the upset win last weekend in Manhattan over Kansas State. This game a bigger rivalry than I actually ever realized. Southern Miss optimistic that they'll be able to outnumber some of the Tulane fans that are there. And as we've seen over the last couple weeks, it's a lot different when you go from being a double-digit underdog to a double-digit favorite. Tulane has their conference opener with Houston on deck, and I think Southern Miss performed a lot better than the final score indicates against Miami. They took liberty to 4 overtimes. I think this is a one-possession game late, and I really like the direction of the program at Hattiesburg and what Will Hall has done down there.
Love it. For detailed breakdown information, Bet the Board podcast, Wednesdays for college football, Thursdays for the NFL. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it.
Go Vols, Todd.
Hey, always a pleasure, guys. Enjoy the games this weekend.
Go Vols, Todd.
Thanks,
You got it, Slay. Hey, Slay, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm expecting an undefeated showdown between Alabama and Tennessee in a few weeks. I want my first Neyland experience to live up to the expectations since I handpicked that game, as you know.
Todd, you better damn well believe it.
All right. Like I said, Slay, I'm holding you accountable, Gators and all.
Let's roll.
See you, Todd.
You got it, guys.
All right, at Todd Fuhrman. We'll be right back.
Oh, yes. Football season is well underway. Now's the perfect time to download FanDuel and the FanDuel Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook. If you haven't done it right now, because new customers right now get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. If you don't know, that's free bets back. If your first bet does not win, all you have to do is sign up with promo code DAWN, DAWN. And one of the things I love about FanDuel is I can pull up all of my bets easily. I can see what's going on. I can easily go find a game that I'm interested in knowing about or betting. And live betting, you can jump in and get updated odds on games that have already started. All on an app that's safe, it's secure, it's super easy to use, and you get paid fast by FanDuel. Sign up today with promo code DAWN for your no-sweat first bet. Promo code DAWN, DAWN. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You do have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable. Free bets expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. I know it's crazy, but holidays are coming up, and if you want to hit a gift out of the park, how about a new, beautiful, wonderful, organized, functional, show-stopping closet? Artisan Custom Closets, that's who you need to call. Go ahead and start early, schedule it, get 10% off if you told them that you heard about them from me. Boom, done. Home run kind of gift. Artisan Custom Closets, that's who you need to call. ARTISAN CustomClosets.com. And you can put together a beautiful show-stopping closet. Customer service is their highest goal. They want you to feel comfortable. They want you to love what you purchase. And Lisa Carlquist, the owner, is amazing. Locally owned and manufactured in the USA, right out of Marietta, Georgia. I had them come and organize my garage, and not only is it functional, it's beautiful, and it took them just one day. Meet with one of their senior design consultants to personalize your beautiful show-stopping closet. They do closets, pantries, garages, home offices, laundry rooms, mud rooms, and much more, and they will stay within your budget. 10% off if you tell them you heard about them from Dawn. Don't forget to say that, and then ask them about their financing. ArtisanCustomClosets.com. Say goodbye to clutter. Get your free in-home consultation today. Here's your phone number, 615-800-2199. That's 800-2199. Artisan Custom Closets.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Hit us on Twitter at 3HL 1045. Super Nola on Twitter. I'm calling my realtor. Selling my house. I'm moving next door to Ron Slay. I need that energy in my life every day. He's got it.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Get it
Oh,
for
there
3
you go.
hours.
Also, we were talking about during the break, Dawn went back and watched the Titans game again this morning, and we're going to hit on that run game in the 5 o'clock hour. 615-737-1045. You want in. Kevin in Hoptown next up on 3HL. Hey, Kevin, what's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, we're well, man.
Mr. Slay, I got a question for you.
Talk to me now.
Now, Alan, how many times has Tennessee beaten Florida in the last 4, 10, even 20 years? And I'd like to know why you think they're going to beat them this time.
Well, in the
Because my
last
question-
17 years, they've beaten once.
2016. Tennessee was a 4-point favorite in that game.
Okay. And so can you give me something that's changed between the last 2 years of teams versus this year why you think Tennessee is going to beat them? Because, like, this is the best team ever.
Let me start
had
at
in
coaching.
10 years, and, you know, they ain't beaten
I'm going to start
out.
at coaching.
Best team.
I'm going to start at coaching. That's what I'm going to start at.
Okay.
That's the first.
For whatever it's
with,
worth.
I'm going to go with QB.
That, we ain't even got to that one yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Hendon Hooker is different than what they've had.
I think
and
the
I
key-
know that he was there last year, but it was he came in.
It was
he
a
started
half of,
late,
yeah,
right?
it was half of a hooker.
And that was in Gainesville and all these things, and Florida was better. But,
They were a better team.
well,
I think they were a better team. They were more
they're
physical
not headed
team
in a
going
better
into that.
direction, like big
Right.
picture standpoint, but in the game moment, yeah. But I think where Florida has problems on paper now, because Tennessee has been favored in this game before and had the better team before and lost, and I think that's where you're going with this, Kevin. But on paper, Tennessee, with the run game, Florida has really struggled to stop the run.
Yeah.
They've also really struggled at the quarterback position now that there's film on Anthony Richardson. And I think there's something to this dealing with some sort of injury thing and not allowing him to run down the field like he did against Utah the last couple of weeks, because those attempts just aren't there. 13 carries, 28 yards. So on paper, there are, like, it points to Tennessee. That's why they're a 10.5-point favorite, which is the largest amount of points they've ever been favored over Florida, at least in 1976.
And shorthanded, when they turned it on last year against this Tennessee team in the second half, what did Florida do against them? With the quarterback as well. Run the ball.
Yeah.
Florida also turned the corner in their season in that second half against Tennessee and went on and become a more physical team and just were just bulldozing people.
And then
that's
threw
why
a
they
shoe
thought it
against
was
LSU.
That's
where
why they
all
thought
fell
it was going
apart.
to be a game. Exactly. So that's why I'm gonna be hype regardless. But why I think honestly why they can beat them, because the same reason Pittsburgh beat Tennessee last year. It's a big difference at quarterback with Hendon Hooker, like Bab said. And I also believe with Coach Hyper, with the people in place, it's a big difference as well with the coaching staff and the way the kids, these student athletes respond to the coaching as well, too.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm. So
No
I
doubt.
wish you the best.
Thank
No
you, Kev.
doubt.
Appreciate it. 615-737-1045.
I meant to ask Kev who.
Not agree with you.
Yeah, I meant to ask him
that's
who does he cheer for? Who is his team?
Well, I
That's
think
what
based on the question, the way it was asked, I think he
Maybe
was
he's
headed
ready.
down the path where Tennessee fan has expected to win this game before and just haven't.
I don't think he's a Florida fan. He wasn't
I
emotional.
don't
No,
think
he
so.
wasn't. No.
On the phone with me, he said the equivalent of this is like saying, well, Vandy has the best record they've had in a while, but it's not like we think they're going to beat Bama this weekend.
Well, they're a 41-point underdog. That is a completely different thing.
Ooh.
61-5. 615.
It may be, yeah.
737-1045.
That might be the score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. What's up, good people, man? If you're going full speed into the basketball goal that is parked at your house.
Hey!
Oh, my bad. That was a bad example.
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
Sorry about that, Babsy. But collisions, Babsy, that's what we're going for. We talking about collisions. Where can we get this taken care of, Babsy?
my friends at Apple Collision Centers, don't worry. They won't ask questions. They won't give you a hard time. They will work with your insurance and even help arrange you a rental while you get your car fixed. They even do towing if it's that bad.
Well, that is good. That is good to know. Apple Collision Centers proudly sprays only the best Sherwin-Williams finishes. So if you had any doubt, like, is it going to look like new? You better believe it's probably going to look better than new with the paint finish that they're going to give, Babsy.
Yes, Sherwood-Williams finishes. Free estimates, hail damage, auto accidents, dents, and more. And they have 3 different locations. We're talking Hendersonville, Gallatin, and Old Hickory, Slay.
Hey, that sounds like a place that I need to go to. How do I reach them? Visit AppleCollisionCenters.com to schedule a free estimate to learn more.
Jerk.
Rates have come down a bit recently, though they are still higher than they were a year ago. But you know what else has gone up? Interest rates on credit cards and HELOCs. That's why you need a trusted local advisor from Mack Mortgage to help guide you through this crazy market for your home purchase or refinance, not just some Joe Blow off the internet in an anonymous chat box. Unlike the big online lenders, Accurate Mortgage, you're not just a number to make a quick buck off of. Accurate will only ever advise a loan that makes sense for you financially. Even though rates may be higher than your current mortgage, a cash-out refi may be able to save you money every month by getting rid of higher interest rate consumer debts. Don't lose the savings in your wallet to the interest rate in your head. Jen in Nolensville, for example, was able to completely remodel her home with a cash-out refi, and her new payment is actually lower than her old payment. Win-win. So if you're looking to purchase a home, do a cash-out refi to renovate your current home or pay off high-interest credit card debt, let the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage help you find the right loan solution for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today, AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 4664.
Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. Now, the Titans held a walkthrough today, so they didn't really have a practice, but they still put out an injury report if they had practice. And here is what that looks like. Ugo Amadi, Bud Dupree, Jamarco Jones, as well as Taylor Lewan did not practice. When it comes to the limited participants, that would be Ola Daney, Danico Autry, Traylon Burks, Christian Fulton, Dontrell Hilliard, Joe Jones, as well as Kyle Phillips. And right now it is also looking like the Titans have signed an offensive lineman to the practice squad. That would be Christian Delario. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Wait a minute. Don Davenport. There she is. Don is back from Disney.
Back from the happiest place on earth.
Only one meltdown for Baby Babs. How many meltdowns for Don Davenport?
At least 8.
How many meltdowns for my boy Trav?
Nah, he was good.
Yeah, he always is.
He was trying to control me. God, I almost got in a fight with some lady who had purple hair.
Did she cut you in line at the teacup ride or whatever?
Well, so it's hard to find tables. I'll tell this story very quickly. It's hard to find tables during lunchtime, right? Everybody there has kids. There was an open table. I was standing there. So was a mom that had 2 kids in her arms and a little like baby in the stroller. So I was like, hey, go ahead. You guys take it. Well, then this like 17-year-old kid like swoops in and takes the table. And so I'm like, I look at him and I go, do you not see this mom with 2 kids hanging off of her in a stroller? I'm like, are you really going to take the table? And he was like, yeah. And so then I turned to Travis.
Funny that you asked,
or
but yes.
Mr. Babs. I turned to Mr. Babs and I was like,
that's the first time you've ever gone to Travis.
I know. I was like, look at this.
Yeah.
Like, jerk.
This guy, yeah.
I just used a different word. And then his mom with purple hair came walking around and was like, did you just call my kid? Da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, I sure did. And she was like, oh,
Wait till
okay.
you hear what I call you. She was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she probably didn't expect me
Yeah,
to be
that
like,
was
yeah,
like-
I
yeah.
did. Do you have an issue with that?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. And just like walked off. I was like, if you're going to be big and bad and try and come at me about
See it all the
calling
way
your
through.
kid something, then go ahead and follow through.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to see through on this. Of course, Mr. Babs is like, Dawn, come on. Let's go. Come on.
Goofy's
All
running
right.
over trying to stop it all.
Yeah, with his big feet and everything.
Yes.
Pointed in
I'm
different
like, oh,
directions.
You talk a
And he can't even talk.
Yeah, she said nothing after that. So, but they
So
did
that's
get the table. Yay, good for them.
Hey.
That's not what she
Karma.
said.
You know
Yeah.
what? Karma.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Definitely.
We needed a camera crew with Davenport at Disney. Davenport at Disney.
Yeah, D&D.
Woo!
He's Big Slay and he's all in this week.
You know it. Let's go, baby. Yes, indeed. Yep.
For the next hour, we're going to break down Auburn and Missouri, the key matchup in the SEC.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you this. You don't want to be the losing coach in that game.
Yeah, you might get fired.
Yeah. Gonna be tough.
Like Herm on the sideline.
Oh. Ooh.
Don't listen.
Don't press send.
Please.
Don't lose to Eastern Michigan either. You okay over there, Slay Dog?
Hey, listen, man, I'm great, man. I am great. I'm just wondering, how much we gonna win by? That's actually what I'm wondering. I'm really like, you are absolutely right, Hunk. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, thank you for listening to 3HL. I am Ron Slay, and I am a VFL, and I'm here to tell y'all, Florida, you're going down. We will make a chain out of your Latif.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. I'm Crocodile Dundee when I leave Knoxville. That's right.
That's not a knife.
Yeah, I'm coming back with a chain of gator teeth right
Who's
around my
going to
neck.
be who's going to be the guest picker for College Game Day?
Good
they
question,
haven't announced it yet.
No, they haven't.
Don't they usually like to do Kenny Chesney?
Yeah, they need to stop picking him because somebody put something out on Twitter and showed that he loves Texas, he loves Florida. You can't love all these teams, man, and be no guest picker.
Hey, they all buy music in Texas.
And guess what? That's cool. That's cool. Stay with that.
His original team though is Tennessee.
Yeah, but I'm blaming ESPN for this. Like I ain't gonna turn it down either if you ask me to come. But
Well, you have a comment on that, Don?
what?
No comment.
Oh. It need to be somebody that really loved that school and that school. You're not gonna see me cheering for Florida.
Everybody was pushing for Dolly Parton, which apparently Reese Davis said on Feinbaum that she is unavailable.
Can you imagine Dolly Parton sitting up there picking a ball?
Oh my God!
Her and Lee Corso.
Okay, seriously, Peyton has never picked, right? Like he's never been available to pick. Peyton Manning.
Tennessee fans
sure.
don't want Peyton sitting at that desk.
But I'm just saying,
They
has
don't want
the
him in the
ESPN
building.
connection.
No, they don't want him around.
No.
Like, don't show up.
You can stay in your little room, the little Peyton Manning
We
room.
love
over there
you.
at the
You're
facility.
the best. Don't show up.
Yeah. I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't either.
But so
I want Peyton now.
Peyton, no, you can go.
I want Peyton
if you
now.
want to.
Yeah, I want him now.
You want him to see.
I'll
the
be
win
down there
over
on the
Florida.
field earlier catching passes. So I want Peyton now so I can catch passes from Peyton in the warm-ups.
I was on the field at the
That had nothing to do with
1997
nothing.
SEC championship game, and Peyton. They were going through their walkthrough,
Yeah.
and so Peyton was on the field. Lynn Swan goes, "Hey Peyton, grab a ball," and they started like playing catch with each other. I'm like, I'm watching one of the greatest because you knew in the moment that he was going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, throwing to one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Yep.
That was a cool little moment. I don't know about Peyton throwing to Ron Slay though.
Why not? I got them hands.
You got big hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch that rock. I'm catching that rock.
Who's the guest picker?
Um,
Who would be the best guest picker for Tennessee?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. It would do my heart justice. I mean, so much, and I don't know why nobody has mentioned this person. I'm gonna always say Al Wilson. Put Al on the set.
Would
man.
Al do it?
I don't know if Al would do it. He's hard to get a hold of.
Listen,
He
out
is,
of all
but-
of my time doing 3HL, so January 2010, we've had Al Wilson on the show one time, and because he was friends with you.
Yeah, but this, without question. But I'm just saying, like, I think Al is in a different space now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
For a long time,
Nah,
he doesn't seek that.
you know, Jamal Lewis don't do a lot either.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get Jay Lou on one time.
Yeah, we had him on as a Super Bowl. You want to talk about an honest conversation? If y'all
Wow.
can
He got
find that,
plenty of it for you.
Oh my God.
He got plenty of it for you.
he talked about
Mental
suicidal
health,
moments.
Suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, open book.
Open book.
Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see, Babs?
John Ward hologram.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Yeah, that'd be tough.
If Tupac can have a rap concert, John Ward can be the guest picker on SportsCenter
With Lee
or
Corso.
Game Day.
John
Yeah, of
Green.
course.
Yeah.
Listen,
Bad
she's over
see.
here just trolling
See,
people,
that's-
man. You and Lane Kiffin.
Finally got him to Knoxville.
How about Lane Kiffin? What if Lane Kiffin was the guest picker?
Oh my gosh. Jeremy Pruitt. There you go.
I've seen John Gruden at a Tennessee game.
Head.
I actually said hello to him. He was wearing Tennessee gear.
Who?
John Gruden.
Oh yeah, he always up there.
Yeah.
I
Sean
don't
says.
know. What are some of the
I don't either.
options?
Sean says Eric Berry.
Eric Berry would be a good one. I don't know if he's.
I honestly think Ron Slay would be a good one.
But
I would
they
show out.
play though. You have to think of somebody who's available too. And
Eric ain't playing. EB ain't playing right now though.
okay,
Mhm.
but yeah.
I feel you. I'm with you.
By the way, quick Titans note: the Rams are signing edge Tack McKinley to their 53-man roster off the Titans practice squad.
I was just gonna say, didn't we just have him?
Yep. So Mickey Ryan wrote with Bud not practicing, Ola limited, and Harold Landry on IR. Man.
Thank you. Take us somewhere back.
So, somebody said it's already been announced it's Arian Foster.
Nah, that was a parody, ESPN parody, a college
You almost
Game Day
fell for
parody. Yep, they got me. They did get me.
Oh, they did get you.
Oh.
Yep,
It
I had to go
happens.
back. Yep.
It happens.
I had to go back and then I blocked them, so they can't get me no more. You're not welcome in the boom boom room.
Fake ESPN account.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know
coming to
what's
the
wrong. Why would y'all trick me like that?
615-737-1045. Lines are loaded. We're going to go to the phones when we come back. Do we have somebody's chance to win something coming up?
We will when we come back to possibly the game that we've just been talking about for the last 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Are you kidding me right now?
The game we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We're giving away Tennessee, Florida tickets when we come back.
Thank you. Thank you, Huck. Thank you for refreshing my thought.
It's Tennessee Ticket Tuesday. I just thought they might take this one off the books.
Wait, it's Wednesday.
Yes.
Well, we were kind of busy yesterday.
Yeah, then Monday, too.
Yeah.
This is what happened. I wasn't here to open up the prize closet, and this is what happened.
It works better today, honestly, because yesterday was a Titan sob story.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you just have Rocky Top rolling through your house like at all times, Slay Dog? Like this week?
No, it's rolling through my head at all times. And it never cuts off. It's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Yes. To answer your question.
Let's get Phil in here, who's got a Titans question or comment. Phil, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? Love your show.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
You guys
you.
do a great job. I've been listening to you on and off throughout the day, and so I may have missed some comments. So you may have to repeat it. But one thing I couldn't understand is we've got a lot of question marks, but one area we don't, which is safety. I couldn't understand why we had a rookie and no safety behind him playing against Diggs, who's one of the best receivers in the NFL, and the poor kid's out there on an island all by himself.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
Yeah,
I mean, I
wish I had an answer for you on that one.
Listen,
We don't understand it either.
Yeah, it's a great question, Phil.
You got a clue, Phil.
I don't know. Usually I go deep diving into the tape the next day, but I just didn't on this one. Dawn did. Davenport did, so.
We can talk about it next.
Well, you sound really excited about that.
Oof.
I got one.
You got one what?
Oh. Yes. Thank you, huh? Ladies and gentlemen.
That's what he normally says when he says he does an announcement.
Tamika Catchings
Tamika Catchings.
or Candace Parker. One of them two would be.
Don on Twitter says, how about the Iceman, Casey Clausen, who actually beat Florida?
I text Casey, man, and Casey didn't hit me back. I gotta. No, Casey don't need to be the game picker. Nope.
Because he didn't text
Yeah,
you back.
like, that's my guy. Like, what are you doing, Casey? And I said, this Slay. Like, that should have did it.
He's freezing you out.
This better be the wrong
The
number.
Iceman is
It better be
freezing
the
you
wrong.
out?
It better be the wrong number. Cause I'm gonna see him. It's likely that he'll be at the game, and I'm gonna approach him. He know me. Casey, hey dog, what's up, homie? You ain't even answer my call. That what we doing?
More 3HL when we come back talking
What's going on?
Vols, Gators, Titans, Raiders. It all rhymes in the 3HL world. We'll be right back.
Still like out wings. Hey man, what's up, people? Ron Slay here to tell you about the delicious spot that I love to go to. Like, I'm talking about wings all around the world, and they cannot compare to this place, man. I'm telling you that. Like, I know we just played Buffalo, and they beat us on the field. They did that, man. On the football game, they handled us. But one place they didn't handle us, in them restaurants. I'm telling you right now, because I've had people come back and tell me, man, I'm going to be honest, man. I take strikeout wings over buffalo wings all day long because they do something different. It's the home of sweet and sassy, man. Can't find this nowhere. 3961 Nolensville Pike right there in Plaza Mariachi. 123 Ewing Drive. They need to relocate the city of Buffalo and put it in strikeout wings. It may be better. What about that? Try that. Go in there and tell them you want the Ron Slade. Sweet and sassy with lemon pepper drills, occasional ranch fries with cheese on top. Kool-Aid to wash it down. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Still like out wings. All right, let's get the money. Let's get the money, honey bunny. If you roll with the parlay this weekend, I apologize. It let me down too. But this is a time to get back. The line is set at 10.5. How do you go bet? Superbook Sports. That's where you go. You don't need to be at the game for football to enjoy it. You can enjoy it at home. You can download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com. Start placing your bets now, right now. Now, Superbook, they're offering up to a $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. Make sure you do those three things. Deposit, sign up, and wager all in the same day. You can get your match. But I'm rolling with Tennessee for sure. Another game you want to watch, man, is the Raiders and the Titans, man. I'll give you another game prop that I'm rolling with about that. In order for them to win, Tannehill got to go for 200.5 yards. Bet on that. All right, that's Superbook Sports. Get in the game, man. You want to get there? You know what to do. Gambling problem, call 1-800-898-9789. Book it.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Earth, Wind, and Fire tweeted yesterday, busy tomorrow, asking for a friend, which means today. Do you remember? Which is one of the great songs of all time. That's good bump music there, Honk. What are y'all talking about?
Man, Hunk just saw me over here struggling, so he just turned my mic off so I can talk to him. Thank you, Hunk.
No problem. No problem. I got your message, by the way. Your message has been received.
So, Knoxville News Sentinel tweeted out a story about who should be the college game day host in Knoxville, and they wrote Jeremy Pruitt to Lane Kiffin, a wish list for Vols college game day guest, and Lane Kiffin retweeted it.
See.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm like. What? Like, let that man be. Let that man be, man. Like, I don't want to shine no more light on Lane. He get enough. He shines enough light on himself. Where Tennessee, anybody from Tennessee don't have to do it. Like, God.
How about Inky Johnson? Somebody said
Ink.
Ooh.
If you make Inky the guest picker, you got to give him like 5 minutes to do what he does.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because it's life changing.
I'm gonna tell you what too though. If Ink go up there, this me feeling like I know Ink. If Ink go up there, he taking his boys up there with him. He gonna tell her I can't do it unless you bring my guys up here with me that way at Tennessee with me. So I know Arian will be there, Ramon will be there, Rob Ayers will be there. Like they whole
that crew,
whole crew coming up. So
Ink is the best.
Yeah.
If you're not following him on Twitter, you're not doing it right.
That was a good one.
That is a good one.
And let him cap it off.
That would
with
stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Grant Williams, somebody said. By the way, it was Jessica that said Inky and Sean.
Okay. Grant would be good, but
how about Grant's daddy, who was in studio with us?
Big G will. He gonna be fried. I know Big G will. I gotta call him. He probably coming to this game. Yeah, I know my boy.
Nobody knows he was in studio because he wasn't on the mic, except for the time where he fell asleep laying on the couch behind Babs and started snoring.
Loud snoring.
That's what I was about to say. Is he won't be awake to watch it.
Babs wasn't here for that.
No, man, that was wild.
But Slay was in the middle of making a point, and we heard him snore. And you did. You stopped and you go, wait, what?
What you doing over there, dog? Goodness gracious.
Oh, man. All right. 615-737-1045. So was it Derrick Henry or the offensive line? After you watched the game back this morning.
Is that a question?
We had a conversation yesterday, and some people were talking about Derrick Henry is on the downside and blah, blah, blah.
No.
But I said, I'm going to need to see some lanes and see him not hit it hard because I didn't see that against Buffalo. Before I make that comment.
Yeah.
Because there were no lanes in that game, man. I said, when you pull into the parking lot here at Cumulus, number 10, Music Circle East, there is a big brick wall because it's a 2-story building. Well, if you don't park and you just send Derrick Henry into that brick wall at practice, that would be like practicing for the game.
Over and over.
I thought it was offensive line. I thought it was questionable play calling, which I've been on that for a year now. But
in a couple of games.
Yeah, in a couple more games. But that offensive line performance was rough. And then Taylor Lewan goes out. He's like your dude, supposed to be your dude, which I thought he struggled week 1 too.
Yeah, Greg Cosell told us that last week.
Yeah.
From the tapes. Nothing opinion based, nothing emotional based.
No,
just said
doesn't care.
The tape showed that they had a problem at left tackle.
Yep. And Nate Davis, I thought he really struggled. Mm-hmm. So I just look at it. I don't think
Aaron Brewer struggled.
I don't know. That's the word.
I mean, it's just honestly, it's left to right. It's that whole line. They are struggling, and I don't put any of that on Derrick Henry. I know there's some people I just kind of going through social media and all that, during breaks at Disney, like looking at a lot of people that are calling out Derrick Henry, but I did not see it that way.
I don't think you can evaluate it. I really don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, so let me say
1.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean mine up.
I also know that Derrick Henry sometimes struggles to start fast.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. And he's always said he gets going on 24, 25, 26
Yeah.
carries. That's what he wants.
If history is an indicator, Dawn should say on the show that Derrick Henry is soft. That means that he'll go for 210 against the Raiders.
SAWFT, soft.
This Titans offensive line is soft.
Offensive line?
SAWFT,
We're doing that tomorrow.
Okay, we'll get to that tomorrow. I do want to clean up. I said yesterday that Derek was running soft.
Oh.
And without question.
I didn't know that.
But I looking at it and
You
thinking
went back
about the
and
game,
watched.
it looked like they were reaching for so many blocks, man, instead of making contact and making the block. And the type of that's okay for a guy like a Saquon Barkley or Jonathan Taylor or Alvin Kamara or somebody like that. A quick shifty back, Derek is a more of a see the hole, created, and I'm gone. I'm gonna get on out of here, downhill type back, and you don't get the opportunity to even see that. So I stand corrected on that for now. The line got to do something, man. That line got to do something.
And I asked Coach Mack earlier, I'm like, okay, what do you do when your offensive line struggles that bad? And now you don't even have Taylor Lewan, who wasn't even phenomenal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you got a vet stepping in there, and what's his last name? Dennis?
Daly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who is struggling just as much as everyone else. And I was not worried about Nate Davis. And then I went back and watched that game. I'm worried about Nate Davis.
Yeah. I think, like you said, across the board, man.
It's across the board. And how do you fix it? I mean, there's some things you can do to help, right?
I don't know. I think Ben
put
Jones is
Jeff Swaim in the game. I get it.
Ben Jones is in a bad position, man, because the two dudes next to him are getting beat.
So
Ben Jones got to be like, which guy do I help? That's got to be, I guess, a different answer every play. But
then
you got to do your job too, though.
There's some plays too, and I don't know. We need to ask Coach Mack about this. But you're Ryan Tannehill. You come up to the line, you see what's in front of you. Like, can he not check out of some plays?
That's the part I don't know if there's a disconnect there.
There is. There's a disconnect.
Pre-snap disconnect?
Somehow, some way. And I don't know if that is on Todd Downing.
Well,
or
once that first sweep to the pitch sweep to the left happened, there shouldn't be three more coming right after it.
And it was.
And hey, 9 in the box. You know it.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you know this. 615-737-1045.
That goes back to the point of when I was talking about Pitt and how their quarterback doesn't have Jordan Addison streaming down field. Mm-hmm. Guess what? I hate to say it, but the Titans don't have A.J. Brown.
They weren't winning that game with him.
They weren't winning regardless, but they weren't losing $40 million to nothing.
I just think you can't even get the opportunity to throw it down because the one look that Ryan Tannehill had was someone streaking down the field, getting behind that zone that the Buffalo Bills were playing. He got hit when he was ready to release the ball.
Yeah.
So it ended up being short. So
at the end of the day, are we all on the line here?
Yeah. Then we're right back at the preseason.
How do you fix it?
See, that's what I was getting at with Coach Mack.
You
only have a certain amount of time during the week, and at some point you got to get ready for the next team.
Now, Ramon said on Ramon and Will, ain't nobody out there to go get.
No, because good offensive linemen are hard to find. But
clearly,
last year, this line struggled last year too.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got a Taylor Lewan, a veteran, but they struggled early last year.
With guys
and got
with
better.
experience too.
But they got better.
Yeah, you can get better if you got experience. No, they didn't in pass pro, but they got better.
Murdered.
At least you could do one. Like we could go get we could say let's go get Fuhrman and Hilliard, and we can be able to run the ball. We can't go get Barry Sanders. Well, Barry may be able to do something because that's the guy that like what his line was like.
That might be the only.
That might be the only person.
You talked yourself into the window.
Yeah. That's probably the only one.
That was it. Right?
Good job.
Case off.
Go
get somebody to find beer.
He still looks good. I saw him on ESPN not too long ago. 615-737-1045. Titans problems. Titans Raiders. Tennessee, Florida. Wherever you want to go. Phil in Portland. Phil, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm sitting over here just wondering, see what you guys had to think about this. What if they had some kind of miracle play with the Titans and had this random guy run on the middle of the field faster than their receiver like Forrest Gump did. You know, like, man, he's an idiot, but let's try and hit him. You know, I think that'll be the only turnaround that they got this season.
This is where we are after year 2. Sign the idiot on the field.
The fast idiot.
The fast idiot.
Don't say that. They're going to be guys trying to beat a 40 time out there this weekend.
Hey, another thing is with this Tennessee thing, I do have to admit they ain't really played nobody. Ron, I love being on the train with your brother, but this time I got to hop off until I see a little bit more action because Pittsburgh just ain't, you know, that ain't gonna cut it if you're gonna go up against Florida. You're
That's
gonna
the number 17 team in the country on the road. They're ranked higher than Florida.
Well, I know. You know, Florida is still nightmares in Peyton Manning's mind. I mean, he probably has nightmares about Gator.
Yeah, good thing he ain't quarterback.
All right, see y'all later.
All right.
Battered ball syndrome is a real thing,
It
man.
is,
People are
boy.
terrified to get excited.
It is. I love it, too.
Battered ball
I love it, too. That's BBS. Yeah, that's exactly what
It's
it
a
is.
thing. It is.
Hey, man,
I
it
get
is, dog. It is, man. I'm telling y'all. Hey, man. Hey, just.
I'm not afraid. Look, life is short. I'm not afraid to get excited about anything.
Man, let me tell you this. When I was on campus, that's why I'm glad I'm going up on Friday. And I will be able to.
Oh, we are too.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Good. Whoa. We're doing pregame at Calhoun Saturday morning. And I will really be able to tell you if I'm feeling a different type of way once I get there. Because one thing about it, when you're on campus, you could always feel. I used to call my homeboys at home and be like, hey, man, this might be a struggle this week, dog. Like, it ain't got the same pop. I'm looking at the guys, they ain't got the same energy. I'm looking at these guys right here from afar. It's a different pop to them. Like, they're talking a different – like, they are waiting on Saturday. They're waiting on it. They can't wait. And with it being a home game, I feel they let one get away last year in Florida, having a chance to go on and tie it up on the crossing route to continue to make that a game in the swamp. So they come back. The defense is improved. Hooker is improved. He got some more weapons, even with Tillman being out. Like,
So here's some.
I'm cool, man.
Here's some deep down analytics that I just remembered from the Bet the Board podcast that you just brought out of me. So Florida's rush defense is averaging 3.2 yards before contact for the opposing rusher. Tennessee is 0.4.
Yeah.
To your point about Tennessee being a little bit better on defense, here's an example. 3HL for life. I'm seeing way too many experts picking the Vols. That does not make me feel any better. If anything, it makes me feel worse.
BVS.
Oh, my God.
BVS. That's it.
By the way, quick side note, speaking of Calhoun's on the river, the guy I always talk about, Tall Paul, who used to play up there and maybe still does, but when I was in school on Tuesday nights, the library, not the real library, there was a bar called the library, but he is playing at Calhoun's on Friday night.
No way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's swing down through that in.
Hey, that place is going to be absolutely absurd this
That's
weekend.
all I'm saying, babe. Like this crop of guys under Hypo, like you got to remember, man, there was a lot of people that left under that Pruitt regime, and I'm not talking about coaches. I'm talking about players.
Yeah.
Like these
administrators, everybody.
Like these players really don't believe. They don't have nothing to do with the 16 out of 17. They don't know about that for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have a different way of thinking. It is a different culture, and it may seem like, oh man, you just talk. Man, it's what it is. This is what they showing.
But that's true, and that's the way to live a successful life. Like, what does that have to do with now? What does that have to do with me?
That's how I think they feel. That's how I think they honestly feel.
I mean, it's similar with Tennessee, Kentucky, though. The opposite way. Like Tennessee just somehow, some way always finds a way to beat Kentucky.
Can you imagine?
Even when Kentucky has a better team.
Can you imagine this scenario? Can you imagine Tennessee getting the ball first and going down the field and scoring a touchdown, and how loud it will be when Florida tries that offense out on the field?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And Anthony Richardson making his first road start. And can you imagine if they turn it over or go 3 and out and punt, and Tennessee goes down and scores another touchdown, and it's 14-0? Can you imagine what that building would be like?
Dude. And what you also got to realize is just like the Vol guy on Twitter, the Vol fan on Twitter was talking about all the analysts picking Tennessee. They're also talking about the noise. And you see, if you following on Twitter and you follow in Florida, they're asking those players also the same thing. Hey man, what you gonna do when you up there kneeling? People talking about the atmosphere, this, that, and the other, and all you hearing is that. And once you get up there and see, all right, All right. It's different.
Your chance to win Tennessee, Florida tickets coming up right now.
Should we do it now?
Let's rock.
All
Let's
I'm asking
roll.
is, can we please do it now? I've already taken 25 phone calls of people that are trying to win. Yeah.
Everybody want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a go till I tell you a go. Hold on. Let me read about it first.
Talk to us, Babs.
Titans Ticket Tuesday that we're doing on Wednesday instead because Babs is back. Sponsored by Famous Dave's Barbecue on 104.5 The Zone here. Caller number 5 to win tickets to the sold-out Tennessee-Florida game this Saturday in Neyland Stadium. Thanks to Famous Dave's Barbecue. Get the best barbecue for your buck only at Famous Dave's. All right. Call now.
Go.
615-737-1045 is the number. Good luck to you.
Here we go, people.
Have fun with that. Caller number 5.
There you go. 3HL 1045, The Zone. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. All across America. Ron Stewart with some Traylon Burks information. Traylon Burks through 2 games. Total per route run, 36.7%. First among rookie wide receivers with 10 or more targets. 3.4 yards per route run, which is also first among rookies. 79.1 PFF grade, second among rookies. Week 1 route participation, 37.1%. Week 2 route participation, 72.7%.
Wow.
He's climbed the depth chart in just 2 weeks with crazy per route efficiency. The Burks breakout is coming. How about that?
Knocking on the door, baby.
Turn on your mic. Oh, there it is.
It was on. Knocking on the door, baby. He on his way.
Knocking on the door.
Yeah. I like that, man. Increase the role, man. Increase the product. You increase the role, you get more production. That easy. I believe in Traylon Burks. I think everything he's shown so far on film in the game, I don't know what's going on in practice because we're not there no more. But in the game, the man gets open.
He's already the number 1 guy.
You know what I'm saying?
To me.
I agree. I ain't got nothing to say. Kyle Phillips, get healthy.
Catch a punt.
Man.
He catches the punt. If he catches a punt, he'll take it like 50 yards.
He hurt.
Yeah.
Like that shoulder really hurt, man. Hey, listen.
Well, the ball hit him in the shoulder, too.
That's even worse. Ball dropping out the sky, just hitting you on the shoulder.
Who was that slot receiver last year that Adam Humphries, or 2 years ago? When I made the
Wasn't
joke.
that 3 years ago now?
Maybe it was 3 years ago.
No,
When
it was
he had the
Before I
concussion
came.
problem, then he came back, and then Tannehill hit him in the head with the ball, and I made the crack about he probably gave him another concussion, and then he didn't play again.
Man, and see,
My jokes on the radio just don't hit.
They don't.
sometimes, man.
No, well,
or
they hit hard.
thought, or they hit too hard.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I thought he was going to be a game changer for this offense.
Yeah.
Same thing I said about Austin.
slot guy.
Miles
Man,
Austin?
No, Hooper.
Oh, Austin Hooper.
What's going on with that connection?
I don't know.
I mean, he caught one early.
They always catch him and Bobby Trees catch one early. Every game. Every single game they catch one early.
So those are scripted. In the first drive, they script it. Babs, how you figure that one? They script the first drive, right? Mm-hmm. 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then they just shut it off.
What we're figuring out is our offensive coordinator must love Freestyle Fridays because he don't write his raps. Just freestyles when they go out there. I guess.
Well,
I mean, something. Something ain't right.
The rap battle ain't working. It needs to go practice.
They go to the bathroom and practice in the mirror. Nobody's getting it.
That's what Snoop did in jail.
But hey, I get it. I get it that maybe it's tough to call a play when your offensive line doesn't block anybody.
So
I get it. That might be a problem.
Look like we're going back to week 0.
Not that I'm defending my guy TD or anything. Todd Downey.
That's what I was going to say. Like Davenport.
Sorry.
Davenport.
That's the first person I thought of. Teron Davenport.
I'm like, y'all related.
No, Downey.
Okay.
Speaking of, Mike Vrabel talked about the first drive success and what happens after.
Just sustaining, just a play here or play there, a penalty. We talked about, the things that lead to scoring drives. You have to make some conversions along the way. You're going to have to hit some X plays along the way. And you're going to have to avoid critical errors or penalties along the way. If you look at a lot of these drives in the NFL, the ones that lead to points usually have some X plays and, 2 or 3 third down conversions, maybe a 4th and 1 along the way. And then some of the drives that get stopped, albeit without a turnover, obviously, but there's some critical errors that you don't block somebody, leads to a negative play, or there's a penalty that puts it at 2nd and 20. So spent some time this morning focusing on those exact things that we just talked about and trying to show our players what it looks like when we do some of those things offensively, how those drives can lead to points.
Well,
I mean, it's very matter of fact there.
yeah.
While he was talking,
He was a little pissy today.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean,
We probably just walked out of film. I'd be pissed too.
while he was talking about it, I kept reliving, like on a loop in my head, the play where Aaron Burr just got knocked into the quarterback.
Yeah. So let's take a ride.
Remember the offseason when we were talking about that battle? And I'm like, just because you win a battle doesn't mean you're like a proficient NFL player.
Right.
And it's nothing personal. We had Aaron Brewer on the show, and I loved him.
Love him.
Personally, love you.
Doesn't matter.
This ain't no knock to him.
But he's going to end up on that good guy
Yeah.
on your whiteboard here in a minute.
That don't mean you're not tough. That don't mean you ain't got no fight.
Oh, he's got fight.
You just small.
Movable.
No, small. Like, just a little.
You look like you got something to say over there. Like you're going
I
to
kind of
deliver.
feel like I do. I feel like I do.
I feel like you were going to deliver a speech or something.
I feel like I do. It won't come out.
Yeah. Give me liberty or give me death.
Ladies and gentlemen, go Vols.
That's where we are.
That's what I got for you right
That's
now.
You've turned into a Bama fan. Roll Tide.
Thank you.
When in doubt, roll Tide.
That's all we got.
You just don't start walking. Then every time you see somebody, go Vols.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just tell you, I appreciate.
Wait, is this an announcement?
No, it's not an announcement, but I do appreciate all of you for not going to the phone lines for the couple of callers that their subject was Auburn.
Yeah, to drag.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we don't want you to
Appreciate
get
that.
dragged.
That wasn't
like
intentional. We just get, lost in the mix of what we're doing.
you know,
But we do
I
appreciate
appreciate
everybody
it.
calling in.
Appreciate it.
We'll
Just
take
like
wall to
good
wall.
Auburn plays. We just didn't
Auburn.
go that way.
We'll play wall to wall. We'll take wall to wall Auburn sucks calls tomorrow. I won't be there.
Y'all know
but-
who else? Y'all know who else sucks?
Florida.
Matt Ryan.
Oh, hey.
Were you wrong
I came
about him,
clean.
too?
Yes. I came clean earlier in the show about all the crap I was wrong about
This
last
is like
week.
Davenport's in the confessional.
I love
This
when
is her
Babsy always
confession.
gets back, and then they'll be back tomorrow.
They're bad.
Be back at war tomorrow.
They're bad.
All right, Buffalo Wild Wings in Clarksville tomorrow.
Clark's Vegas, baby. We in now.
Come see us, Clarksville.
And then
36.
scoreboard on Friday. Trash Talk Friday, which will be live. All right.
Ooh, fired up.
Y'all have a good night. Did we start the 6 o'clock hour with a rant from Ron Slay?
No, it's actually Coach Vrabel's show.
Oh, tell Vrabel go Vols.
We better get out on time.
Yep, later.
See ya.